when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh? Because I
What do you
look
think
good.
that is? You
I
look
smell good. I
Yes.
feel good.
And you sing good.
And make love good.
Oh, well, there we are. We don't have to ask anybody else. We got that from the source. There you are.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. Quick programming note. I don't know if you guys have talked about this week, but Moe's Barbecue will be broadcasting 11 to 2 next week from the Auburn location.
That's Black Friday show at Moe's Barbecue.
So GameStop opening its doors to almost anything customers want to bring in for store credit during its upcoming Trade Anything Day. Now, the one-day promotion invites people to show up with unusual items instead of the usual lineup of games, consoles, and accessories. Company is billing the event as, quote, bring whatever and get store credit with a tongue-in-cheek reminder of, quote, some questions asked. Now, the event marks a broader push to get customers back in stores with more flexible, attention-grabbing take on trade-ins. GameStop says nearly any physical item is eligible as long as it meets size requirements and passes a staff inspection. That includes taxidermy, which the retailer specifically confirms is valid for trade. Is that a stuffed fox?
I think this
Is
is
it
from
car
a meme,
foxes?
but it looks like a stuffed fox, and it looks kind of funny, so I went with it instead of real taxidermy, because
Now,
that's just disturbing.
Despite the Anything Goes branding, GameStop has outlined a detailed set of items that won't be accepted. Exclusions include hazardous waste, chemicals, and liquids, as well as lithium-ion batteries or any item that contains one. Weapons and ammo are not allowed. Dead or alive animals are prohibited, although taxidermy is permitted.
I brought my old lady.
List also blocks alcohol, tobacco, drugs, pharmaceuticals, and most computers such as desktops, laptops, tablets, all-in-ones, VR headsets with built-in processors. Other ban items include portable digital music players, gift cards, jewelry, sexual, explicit, I have a bunch of stuff.
Ex-wife.
Yeah, so there's a long list of things you can't
all
bring.
items have got to fit inside a 20 by 20 by 20 box, and employees have final discretion to decline a trade.
It is GameStop's Trade Anything Day, except for these 3 pages. You cannot trade any of these things.
I mean, really, it was more disclaimers than you
I
get
know.
with a pharmaceutical commercial.
Yeah. Really, it's basically you can come trade any old game, and they're going to take that.
Pretty
So
much,
a
that's it.
stolen truck suspect caught earlier this week after he eluded and fled from law enforcement by hiding in a central Florida state park swamp for more than 2 days.
Boy.
According to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, 37-year-old Earl Dory was spotted in the stolen truck on Wednesday, and as deputies tried to arrest him, he bailed out of the vehicle and ran into De Leon Springs State Park, natural spring located about 47 miles north of Orlando.
It does sound refreshing in the natural spring.
That's what Ty Webb tells.
Man, he looks like he got drugged by a horse.
That's what Ty Webb tells Carl Spackler. Pool in a pond. Pond would be good for you.
Yeah, pool a pond. Now, quote, he's in the water. A deputy can be heard yelling, dude, just give the F up, despite being able to capture 2 other suspects who were also inside of the stolen truck with him.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great T-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect T-shirt for the next perfect Southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Lane Kiffin on maybe one of his most uncomfortable phone calls. Well, I don't know if I can go there.
Maybe not.
He may have had some uncomfortable phone calls in his past. He had an uncomfortable meeting at a tarmac, but he had an uncomfortable phone call yesterday. We will get to that coming up in the opening segment here. So don't go too far if you're here for the Lane Kiffin news. And we'll talk everything else going on in college football as Ryan Grubb tries to tune up Ty Simpson for the final run of the season, and the Auburn coaching search, which I thought got a big plus yesterday. We'll start with a little basketball. LTD&B with you, Forrester and Brooks and Tyler behind the big glass here on the next round. Like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and follow us on Apple and Spotify. Alabama basketball now has 2 top 10 wins. One of them, true road game at St. John's, and now neutral site win over Illinois. I'm watching the first part of that game last night, and I'm like, man, they're playing better. They're playing better defense, more energy. They're more energy rebounding after getting out-rebounded by 24 against Purdue. But I didn't think they were going to win the game. I was just like, man, I'm just glad to see that this is in the bag. Going to be 1-2 in this stretch. I didn't think they would win the game. And then Keaton Bristow comes in the game, and he brings a little something extra. First time to play this year. He brings a little something extra, and then the tide starts to turn. It's only 1 point at the half, and then boom, Alabama takes the lead. They win it. They lead it for the final 18 minutes and 25 seconds, and they beat Illinois.
You know, because the game got pushed back to 8:15 tip time, I guess local time for us. You know, Brown and I watched the majority of the first half, or we tried to when we were doing trivia, and all we could talk about was, hell, this looks like a hell of a game. And I know Philon didn't have his best 30 minutes in that first half, but boy,
he did fix that.
Blew it out in the second half. And Brown dropped me off of my house, about 8 minutes to go in the game. And, you know, for a minute when it got down to it, I was like, damn, this thing might go to overtime. I might be up late tonight. But you mentioned Bristow. The 8 boards were huge. Amari Allen is going to be a stud. I know this was, a 4-star that was recruited by, I think, Central Florida and Wisconsin were the other 2 in the mix. I think this guy at 6'6" can do so many different things, including the 11 boards last night. That's just a big-time win. You know, I think we were at the Rabbit Hole a couple of weeks ago before they started this 4-game, which they will end on Sunday against Gonzaga. And you were like, they could be 0-4, they could be 2-2, they could be 4-0, and I think we all agree 2-2 would be an incredible.
That's right. You've locked that in.
Yeah, now you got house money. I mean, that win right there, and they said it on the broadcast when they wrapped it up. You know, it being at the United Center, it was like they played that in Champaign. I mean, and Alabama almost should get credit, although it's a neutral site game, much like Houston should get credit for the win this Sunday against Auburn in Birmingham.
Being a road win.
Yeah, those are road wins.
I know. They go down as neutral site, but they are road wins. Alabama was playing a hostile crowd. Houston was playing a hostile crowd. I mean, last year, the end of that game, they would have turned to Mark Sears and said, okay, let's go, right? I mean, that's what would have happened last year.
Oftentimes.
Yeah, I think in that situation, they'd have turned to Mark Sears and said, you know, get us to the house.
They might be doing that with Philon soon, though.
They did last night.
Yeah.
I mean, they turned last night to Philon and said, all right, big boy, get us to the house. And buddy, did he. He was fantastic at the end.
19 second-half points. Philon ends up with 24 points last night. But the team effort was crazy. Before you hear from Nate Oates, I want to just say the stop rates when Bristow was in the game, 10 stops against that Illinois team, and 7 stops when Amari Allen was on the floor, 10 rebounds, 8 rebounds from Bristow, 10 points, 11 rebounds, as you said, and 9 points from Amari Allen. Those 2 guys were dogs, but Taylor Bowen does it at both ends. Aiden Holloway was crucial at times. Millette is a jack of all trades, and they only lost the rebound battle against Illinois by 2. Here's Nate Oates on LeBaron Philon and the energy of the Alabama win last night.
He has a lot of fun playing basketball. He competes. I'm on him about playing harder, being smarter. He's got to stay in the game. The fouls he has, he's got to stop with it. He had a bad gamble defensively there when we need him to get stopped. But I think playing with 4 fouls, was hoping to get a steal and not have to guard. I think it was on Stojakovic. No, it was either Basel or Stojakovic. I can't remember. So, look, man, offensively, he's super talented. I told him our team's going to go as he goes a lot. So he's going to create a lot of shots we've got some elite shooters that I think can can get better shots. Holloway is a way better shooter than what he showed tonight, because I didn't think we necessarily got him great shots. Houston Millett's better shooter. Those guys, Houston Millett, Reitzel, and Holloway are a lot better than 25% like they were tonight. But I think Barron, being as aggressive as he was to score, I think can open some stuff up for those guys down the road, get those shooters going. But, man, we needed his points there in the second half tonight for sure.
Holloway still had 11. Millett still had 10. And Holloway's buckets were crucial, sometimes at the rim. And it's another top 10 win. Nate Oates has 6 of those now in Tuscaloosa against the true top 10. And you look at that Illinois team, everyone reacting to the game on my socials last night was send those commies back to Eastern Europe. It was like it was 1984.
Hey, Page's kid can play though.
Yeah, Shryakovic is a beast, but all the itches.
Merkovic might end up being the best one, the freshman.
Right.
And he didn't have his best game last night.
Disappeared in the second half.
Yeah, he goes 10 of 10, but that guy has been a force early on, at least for Brad Underwood. So this is a really, really good Illinois team. And look, who am I to question Nate Oates? I don't know what you guys thought, but after Philon missed one, made one, it was a 3-point game with 7.8. He fouls immediately. That was way too quick in my opinion. Like, I am in the belief, I am
foul up 3.
Yeah. I think you definitely foul up 3, but you got to eat a little clock, take it at least to the timeline. I thought the foul was way too quick, and
worked out though.
It did work out. Well, when you foul Houston Millett there at the end, the game's over.
Yeah,
because that guy does nothing but make free throws.
He is so chill. So a big win for Alabama there.
Were you guys a little surprised he fouled though with 7.8?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not surprised he fouled, but the 7.8 felt like
Steve Smith was. Who's played a lot and seen a lot of basketball. He's like, ooh,
that was just really quick.
Yeah, that was 1 second off the clock, and you're 92 feet away. You could let him get to midcourt.
Yeah,
you always are fearful though that somehow they're getting a shot up as you foul them, and they get the free throws to tie it up. But if you ever wondered whether he's a foul 3-up guy or not,
he
is not afraid to do it 92 feet away.
That's
Alabama wins it. Next up, so they've beaten in this stretch. They've beaten St. John's at Madison Square, lost to number 2 Purdue in Coleman where they got out rebounded by 24. Now they beat number 8 Illinois. All they get now is Gonzaga, who has already beaten Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 in KenPom, by the way, Gonzaga is.
And Arizona may be the best team in the country.
Yeah.
At least they looked at last night when they won at UConn last night.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a bad matchup for Alabama, by the way, because Arizona is not a perimeter team anymore. They like to get after it in the paint, and you saw how Alabama got beat, and that was my fear. Brown asked me, do you have anything on this game? I said, no, I kind of like Illinois, though. I just don't think Alabama's going to be able to hang with them on the boards.
And
they did, 40-38. Only being outboarded by 2, but to Arizona, what they did on the glass last night at UConn was embarrassing.
Yeah, and Jaden Bradley, former Alabama player, had 21 points for that Arizona team. He's still playing, and it's a there's a lot of good basketball teams, and Alabama's sort of fitting in there right now. We'll see down the stretch where Auburn ends up. Alabama gets Gonzaga next, 8:30 Monday night out in Vegas. Bama Gonzaga 8:30 on TNT. Auburn's next game is after they played number 1 Houston to within 1 point ball in hand for the final 17 seconds and a chance to win it this past weekend. Auburn now gets Oregon in Vegas after their win over Jackson State last night, 7 o'clock on True TV Monday night. Simon Walker debuted last night, just a couple of months removed from foot surgery. Nobody, I think, really expected him to get back this quick. 7 minutes last night. All he was 5 of 5 from 3. It's good when you don't miss from 3.
Hasn't missed a shot all year.
15 points in 7 minutes as Auburn drilled Jackson State 112-66. A lot of big boys in Vegas next for Auburn and Alabama as they head out there. But basketball, a little fun. Get these matchups that really don't sink your season but can make a great resume. Let's jump into football. I'll tell you why I think yesterday was a big day for Auburn, and we'll get to some of the Lane Kiffin reaction. Show being brought to you today by a couple of great folks. One of them is our friends CPAP Plus, Sleep Home Alabama. And, hey, the holiday season's here. Why not give somebody a great night of sleep?
Yeah, look, you can get the home sleep test. You don't want to deal with the lab. You don't want to deal with the insurance. It's only $199 from our friends at O'Neill Medical and CPAP Plus. They also want to remind you they got a really awesome promotion going on right now. It's the Show Your Score promotion. Just stop by one of the O'Neill stores in Birmingham, Pelham, Trussville, Inverness on Highway 280. No appointment needed. Show your ResMed My Air sleep score, and you're automatically entered to win a brand new ResMed Air Mini Travel CPAP worth $900. A lot of people are going to be traveling over the holidays. You want to be able to take the CPAP with you. They have the travel CPAP that you can win right now. The Show Your Score raffle runs through December 31st. Get all the details, o'neillmed.com. That is ONEAL med.com.
Greg from Pell City and I were texting last night really late as he watched the basketball game, and we were discussing his heart rate. I can only imagine what his heart rate is when he's on top of the roof there for a free no-cost roof inspection. He says Alabama basketball got it up there, second highest it's ever been in his life. Technically, I guess 11th. If you're doing the math at home. But he got up on the roof. He gets up on the roof, and he gives you a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. If you know, you know. 205-542-3531 for that free no-cost roof inspection. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. He and his lovely wife, Andrea, run the company. They own the company. It's been locally owned for over 20 years. And they do storm damage repairs, roof replacements, and so much more. Anything to do with your roof, and small repairs as well, because he has a builder's license, all right there with great relationship with the insurance agencies. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com, or Greg from Pell City on Facebook. Why I thought yesterday was a big day for the Auburn search. Gators Online had reported that Florida officials and Jon Sumrall were going to meet on Thursday. Pete Nakos of On3 sends out last night, Thursday meeting not happening. I don't know if he was saying was a wrong report or if that meeting got canceled. But to me, if there was a meeting and then it's not happening, that's advantage Auburn to me in the hunt for Jon Sumrall.
Yeah, that's disadvantage Ole Miss, because what that tells me, and just reading into it, that Jon Sumrall, who represents Sumrall? Is it Trace?
I don't know if he's a Trace Armstrong or Jimmy Sexton.
I just wonder if he got the word.
I wish he was a Jim Dunaway guy, to be honest with you.
There's no doubt.
But I'll take it. Wonder if he did get the word, hey, Lane Kiffin's getting this job. Like, you're absolutely wasting your time.
So you think this is more indicative that Kiffin has got the Florida job? Okay.
I would think so. I mean, because if you're Sumrall, do you really want to cause any kind of chaos, any more
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, just amongst his team that's still very much in the mix to represent the Group 5, do you really want to go interview for this job if you've really got no shot at it?
It's almost like, all right, there are a group of 3 girls, and they're all very attractive, but there's one that's the hottest.
Okay, she's the 10, and we got some other 7s and 8s.
If you make a play for her and you have no chance of getting her, it's going to hurt you with the other 2 maybe. Or it could hurt you with the other 2.
Yeah, well, I don't think it would hurt him with Auburn or Ole Miss. I just think the perception, why even deal with this if this job is already a given to Lane Kiffin?
So 4-1 Troy says in the chat that Nakos went on to say, Sumrall informed them, take my name, get my name out of your mouth, as they would say, take my name out of the search.
Well, that's a cool post that Forster just pulled from Jon Sumrall. This is why we love him. Most important meeting I have all week, Wednesday night with quarterbacks.
So he wasn't in Gainesville.
And he added On3 Sports.
He tagged them?
Add On3 Sports.
Yeah, I mean, if Sumrall has, in fact, if Jon Sumrall has, in fact, told Florida, hey, I'm out, that's good news. Well, it's mixed news for Ole Miss, because that probably means they're having to replace coach, but Jon Sumrall could also be available, who they would want. It's great news for Auburn.
Great news.
If you want Jon Sumrall, that's one less team you got to beat for him. It is interesting news for LSU, because it would be indicative maybe they're not getting Kiffin, but Sumrall would still be available if they wanted him.
Yeah, I think Sumrall, too, by turning down the interview, like if Florida swings and misses on a couple of people, they'll still circle back to him. It's not like he's completely out of the mix now.
I mean, I'll point out he's got the inside track to the American Championship game. I don't think if he takes any of the jobs, it happens before then. So you've still got to play this Saturday, rivalry Saturday, and then that's a Friday or Saturday game. I think the American might be Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, we're still talking better part of 2 weeks before this guy says yes to anybody.
Like when these jobs open up, there might be people in better spots, but would you guys not agree? Lane Kiffin is in the driver's seat of everything.
That is correct.
And then I think Sumrall is your number 2 guy right now that is going to land in the best spot. Like,
I think
he is the second most coveted guy, I think, in this cycle right now based on jobs that are open.
I don't know about LSU, but he might be number 2 at Florida.
Might be number 1 at Ole Miss and number 1 at Auburn.
Right. Technically, number 2 at Ole Miss, number 1 would be keeping Kiffin. But if not, yeah. And I think he's probably number 1 at Auburn.
He may be free to negotiate at about 7 o'clock on Saturday night as they travel to play the Temple. I'm just saying. He said it himself. At times, they are very average.
But that makes it really interesting then. So you're going to – and you know how we feel about the guy on the show. We love Jon Sumrall. But – That's a weird time to take a job after you had your team.
No. He wouldn't.
I'm not saying take it. I'm saying, as a sell to the fan base, now we can go interview the guy. Oh, the guy that just lost at Temple?
Yeah.
To cost his team a shot at a college football playoff?
Yeah, but you're the guy who always says, so stick with that. You don't judge your future decisions by that. So
I'm 100% with you. I'm just saying it is weird timing.
Yeah. Let's get to the Lane Kiffin discussion that everyone apparently wants to talk about a lot. Especially if you were on the SEC teleconference yesterday, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles Brownie.
You can make a bow time at Bojangles, whether it is your holiday party. You can have them cater that holiday party. Those great hand-breaded chicken tenders, the fried chicken, the biscuits, the sides, the sweet tea, all right there at Bojangles, and those Bo Bites, the hand-breaded chicken tender bites that you can get and dip in that peach honey pepper sauce at Bojangles. And also your high school football tailgates. If your team's still alive, your college tailgates, college football watch parties, or just breakfast, lunch, or dinner, man, you got so many options there at Bojangles. Whether it's any of those, the holiday parties, the tailgates, the watch parties, or breakfast, lunch, or dinner, always make it bow time.
Can I get Forrester's microphone real quick? Forrester's the guy that puts together our cut sheet here today. Another 2-pagers, all been double digits all week today. 21 cuts.
It's a lot of lane, though.
That I have to choose from. A lot of lane here.
A lot of lane.
So I'll ask you, 13 through 19 is Lane Kiffin. Are the questions included in every one of these?
Yes.
Okay, questions
absolutely.
included. So I don't need to go into detail, but I could have made this a quick – it's on the SEC teleconference on the telephone, no video. So it's a phone call, not always the most energetic thing you've ever listened to. I could answer these very quickly. Lane gets asked, has he been given an ultimatum?
No.
Asked and answered from Pat McAfee the other day. Do you expect to coach in the Egg Bowl? We're all day to day. We don't know if we get to wake up tomorrow. It's all a blessing.
That's your answer to that?
Any truth to a rumor that you met with the governor of Louisiana? I don't do politics. We're not going to talk about that here. Lane Kiffin gets asked about the timeline of his decision. I'm just enjoying life. I mean, you can just go through these and answer them all one word and make it very quickly. It didn't quite go that quickly. Here's Lane Kiffin. I won't even try to tell you what it is. Here's Lane Kiffin on the ultimatum.
Has Ole Miss asked you or your representation to provide them with clarity before the Egg Bowl on where you intend to coach next season?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on what I've done for 6 years, which isn't talk about other jobs and that situation. And Keith and I've seen him twice already today. Keith and I have a great relationship. We communicate daily on a lot of things. And I love it here. And it's been amazing. And we're in a season that's the greatest run in the history of Ole Miss at this point. Having never been at this point. So I think it's really exciting. I think Saturday night was amazing. And so I'm just living in the moment that it's amazing, and our players are too. I see their joy about the practice season, where they're at, and to have so much on the line. It's just awesome to be a part of.
Keith Carter's the Ole Miss athletic director, the guy who is trying to get him to sign a new contract. That is not
isn't it an easy follow-up? Okay, if it's the most awesome place you've been at, and I mean, why wouldn't you? Exactly what Sarkisian, which I know we'll get to this, the way he laid it down is all Lane Kiffin's got to do. Like, there is no way Sark is going to be anywhere else but Texas.
So what you're saying is the natural follow-up was, then has Keith not offered you a contract extension, Lane? I mean, are you?
We've heard there's a blank check out there from Ole Miss.
Are you waiting on an extension from Ole Miss? Has Keith not put anything on the table?
Six more questions here. Lane Kiffin gets asked about, does he expect to coach in the Egg Bowl?
Do you expect to coach next week as you're preparing for this game?
you know something I don't know?
I'm asking you.
Do I expect to coach next week? Why would I not expect to coach next week? I mean, I expected to coach against Florida too. So I don't even understand the question how I would not expect to coach next week. Why would I be at work?
No. Fair enough. No, fair enough. Is there any reason you wouldn't see yourself, any situation in which you wouldn't think you'd be coaching this team moving forward beyond next week?
Just ask a question.
I mean, we're game planning. We just practice. I don't even understand how that would happen. So,
okay,
must be missing something.
No, Natalie's playing.
Now we're playing games.
I mean, he does love this.
He does. He's eating this up.
So now the craziest of questions.
Okay.
He gets asked, "Have you met with the governor of Louisiana?"
As one does.
Yeah.
Hey, Lane, there are conflicting reports. I was going to give you a chance to set the record straight that you spoke with the governor of Louisiana here pretty recently. Did that or did that not happen?
Neil.
Yeah, I wouldn't comment on that either way, so I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't fall off of his.
I wouldn't comment on that either way.
I mean, that does that not tell you that he did, which is weird? Like, why you would meet with the governor, but if you didn't meet with the governor, you would just say I didn't meet with the governor.
May I quickly say, if we were wondering who is running the LSU coaching search, I think that report makes it abundantly clear, doesn't it?
Yeah. Did you meet with the governor of I wouldn't say either way. Neil McCready with a great question there, letting you know that Neil had heard that there had been a meeting between the governor. I don't know why you would hide meeting with the governor.
Well,
where would you meet the governor, though?
Oh, you can meet him any number of places. Robert Bentley met people in certain places.
Yeah. But in this situation, when would Lane have met the governor?
Cat's Meow on Bourbon.
Yeah.
Lane's been there before.
Razzoos.
Yeah, Razzoos, 3 for 1.
Yeah. Islands in the Stream, man. You want to sing that?
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin gets asked about the timeline and his decision. If he says what decision, I'm just hanging up the phone at this point.
Okay.
When do you hope to have some clarity and provide some clarity on your future with Ole Miss and also the other parties that are seeking your services at this moment?
I mean, like I said, I'm saying the same thing for 6 years. I'm not talking about speaking on other jobs. I'm focused on this one, and I guess that's kind of spiraling off the question before. Like, are you coaching in the game? Like, I don't even understand what I don't even understand what the question is. Like, of course I'm coaching. I mean, unless you guys know something I don't, or I'm getting fired and I don't know it.
Is there a possibility you could take another job before the postseason?
I'm not speaking on other jobs.
No. Wow. You could easily have said no to that.
Yeah, I mean, not speaking on other jobs is always the...
That's always the yes, by the way.
The other end of the spectrum is Sark, right?
I mean, you could always say no to that and end this whole thing. No, there is no way I'm taking another job. I mean, it's pretty clear, right, that Jimmy Sexton has told him, we need to keep this thing alive. If you're going to stay at Ole Miss, we're only driving the price up by keeping this alive. But if you're going to go, let's don't do anything definitive that's going to come back and haunt you.
Go ahead and give us cut 20, and then we'll jump back in line, because Lance has referenced it twice. Here's Steve Sarkisian, who's addressing the rumors about his future, so that you know the reference here about his future at Texas. Here's how Steve Sarkisian has answered it.
I'd like to comment on something before I get into our team, something that has been bothering me now over the past few weeks, and that is people reporting that, or insinuating that there's a possibility I could leave the University of Texas, and that is absolutely false and untrue. I'm not going anywhere. Never do I do this, because I never want to be a distraction, so I never address these things. But at this point now, I feel like that is important that I do this because it's important for our team. It's important for our university. I've had no discussions, not with my agent, not with the university, not with any other school, not with any NFL team, about ever going anywhere else. I came here to win championships. I've got 2 kids enrolled at the University of Texas, one in law school, one on our team. I've got a third that hopefully decides to enroll at the University of Texas next fall. And my wife and I just had our son here in Austin. This is our home. So moving forward, when some Joe Blow decides to put something on social media out there, we all don't run with it like it's the gospel. Can we all agree on that on this call?
That's
No
about
answer.
as definitive as you can get. Like, the only thing you can say if he ever takes a job this year in this cycle is you're a liar. I mean, outside of that, he has shut everything down. The Joe Blow he's talking about is Desmond Howard, the guy that floated this out. It seems like almost ESPN's on the attack of Sark. Diana Rossini is the one that came out with the reports to the NFL, maybe the Tennessee Titans. So very weird reports, but I don't know about you guys. I'm sold. I believe Sark. I normally don't believe coaches. I believe it. I don't know why he would have ever left in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you're going to leave Texas for. Where did Dez say he was going? Did he was just frustrated and leaving?
Where did he say?
There's been discussions about the Titans and the New York Giants.
Okay, so it's all NFL with Sark because it's going to be hard to convince somebody Sark's leaving for another college job when you've got the Texas job. You generally are not going to bail on that one for another college job. So
there, if you had missed what Sark said, and that's what he had said. Now back to Lane Kiffin in the SEC teleconference. Kiffin gets asked if there's more about being flattered and overwhelmed by the schools who are courting him.
Is it more flattering or overwhelming to be courted by 3 different fan bases, 3 different schools, 3 different entities?
Does it feel good on this call?
That's fair.
Somehow it got spun really negatively. I said it before. If programs want your coach, okay, that should be looked at as an amazing thing and a great thing by your fans. So if programs want your coach because you're 10-1 and whatever, we've run 3 10-win seasons in a row, which has never been done at Ole Miss before. Is that a good thing that other programs want your coach because your program's experienced success it's never had? Or would you rather be 5-6 or 6-5 or something right now and no one wants your coach? I would look at it from that perspective.
I do agree with Lane on that, by the way. I mean, there are a certain set of schools who are never going to lose a coach to another job. Like I know Alabama has in our lifetimes. Dennis Franchione left Alabama and took the Texas A&M job, but I think Alabama's probably now in that group post Saban where, I don't know what job you would leave for if you've been successful. Now, if you're trying to get one step ahead of the posse, that changes things. Ohio State's in that category. I would put Texas in that category. But the truth is, when you're in Ole Miss, I mean, historically, guys, Tommy Tuberville did it. Hugh Freeze might have done it had he, not stubbed his toe there and gotten in trouble. Historically, teams are going to come to you for other coaches. I mean, it's just kind of the pecking order there. But to me, I had way rather have that than have a head coach that nobody wants to hire.
Obviously, that means you're winning.
Yeah.
Lane gets asked about, was this bound to happen? He's now become the most high-profiled coach that's going to have to deal with this in the middle of a playoff run because of the absurd, backwards, upside-down, scattered brain calendar in college football. So Lane is going to be the poster boy now of a coach on a national championship contender that may be less than some other programs that will have to deal with his name being floated for other jobs while he's trying to win a national championship. Lane Kiffin.
Lane, was this kind of bound to happen with the complications of the calendar and a head coach with a playoff contender and being, courted by other schools? I mean, was this bound to happen with the 12-team playoff?
Yeah, I mean, if a team wanted a playoff coach, this was bound to happen. So this is really, I'm just looking at it as outside. I'm not even talking about myself. I'm just looking at it as like you guys are like, there's a systematical problem. And it used to be players were in it, and they still are a little bit with the portal timing and playoffs and all those things. And look at the Penn State quarterback a year ago and, not letting him play and him having to go in. And I think I would hope everybody in that situation was like, man, that's a systematical issue, calendar issue. So, yeah, the subject that you're referring to is probably, until something changes, going to be an issue for years.
Yeah. To Brown's point, though, there's a certain level of schools that nobody's going to come and say, hey, are you leaving Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame in the middle of your playoff run? Are you leaving Sark at Texas in the middle of the Kirby at Georgia? But at Ole Miss, you're going to get that. There will be other schools that will have to deal with this in the future. Lane is. One more here from the SEC teleconference. Very short one here. He gets asked about his family's trip to Gainesville and Baton Rouge to sort of scout the place out. Here's Lane.
Lane, what did your family learn on its trips to Gainesville and Baton Rouge that could be informative as you make a decision?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not getting on any speculation or stories of things having to do with other jobs. I've said that about 10 times, but I understand. I got to ask him.
Yeah, said that about 10 times.
Yeah,
I mean, he knows he's going to get asked this stuff, especially with his family traveling to those places.
Yeah.
You have to do the teleconference, though, or you get fined.
Almost every answer sounded like the old congressional hearings where, they ask the question, they cover the microphone and lean over to their attorney. Lane was so deliberate in the pauses. It's almost like he had the mic covered.
I'm actually surprised that he, I am going to instill my Fifth Amendment right here.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone the way of a mob witness or something.
That would be a very funny line.
It would be.
All right, so that's Lane Kiffin getting grilled. It never would have gotten to that point for Nick Saban or some coaches like him.
Why?
Or maybe even Sark. Because they would have gotten pissed off.
They would have blown up
early on and gone on a rant, and nobody would have followed up all those questions.
Yeah.
But Lane, to y'all's point, enjoys it a little bit and has some fun answering the questions, and which leads to another question, and maybe a fun answer, maybe a no answer, and then it leads to another one and another one. And Forster gave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I assume there were more, but there were 7 of them right there, Forster. You listened to the whole thing?
I listened to the whole thing.
God bless
the whole uncomfortable thing.
Yeah. You do say that about Saban, and I don't disagree. Like, especially if it was in a setting with reporters around, but on the teleconference where you don't have Saban, steaming at you. Maybe people would have pushed back.
It is a little
more.
easier. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the opening segment for you there. When we come back, a couple of games on the field. One big one that could lock up a championship for somebody this weekend. A championship nobody else is talking about but us. But it also could help Alabama football out this weekend, and why there's light at the end of the tunnel for that game, that upset to actually happen. Show being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank, Brownie.
That is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have financially, but also small enough to know you and be family. They are built on relationships and have been for more than 100 years at Central State Bank. So whether you're starting a business, buying a car, just looking for that next dream, you can do it at Central State Bank. More than 100 years of trusted service. Again, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, because they are rooted in community and driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
So think about it. You've been wanting the golf membership. The wife is kind of pushing back on it a little bit. Here's how you sell her. You set up this tour of the Inverness Country Club through our girl, Erin, and you take the wife with you, and then Erin will explain the benefits of the golf membership, benefits of the social membership, and the biggest kicker, childcare. Huge plus out there. You and your wife want a day of golf or tennis, guess what? You can drop the kid, go have yourself a day on the court or course, dinner with friends knowing your kid is safe on site. Massive plus. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? Best days happen at Inverness. They've got memberships that fit everyone. Take a tour of the club today. Call Erin. Tell her the next round sent you. 205-991-8608. That's 205-991-8608 or online, iccalabama.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for?
It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Before LT tells us what the question was last night at Odie's for trivia, funny moment with Stephen Pearl last night after Auburn drilled Jackson State 112-66. Stephen, fantastic after the 1-point loss to Houston, where he says, man, moral victories are for losers, da-da-da-da. Well, he found something for a moment to jump into post-game after a 112-66 win over Jackson State, and then stats happened.
To only out-rebound that team by 2 is pathetic, and it's just kind of embarrassing because that's the worst rebounding team in college basketball. And to only be +2 there, teams are going to look at that and, they're going to get excited. So we took a step back in that area. While in the Houston game, I thought we did a really good job, and obviously the games before that, we did a good job. Part of it was we only missed 23 shots. We shot 65%, so I can't be that big of a jerk, I guess. But we did, we still need. We had 7 offensive rebounds in the first half, right? We missed. Damn. I guess I got to take that back. We only missed 7 shots in the second half, so we only missed 7 shots in the second half. Yeah, it's okay. Well, if we miss 7 shots, we should get 4 of those rebounds back.
I'd stay by what I said. We only missed 7
I mean,
shots.
they had 28 assists last night, and they forced 22 turnovers. They shot 65%.
Yeah.
I love how he is nitpicking.
Seven offensive rebounds. You know, when we miss
7 shots.
God, we only missed 7 shots.
So we got to get 4 of those. No, you're right though, Lance. I mean, he's trying to. He knows this has not been the most challenging part of their schedule outside of the Houston game. Yeah. So you got to stay on them about something.
That was hilarious. I loved that. It was fantastic. Odie's last night, always fun as well. You guys watch basketball while you were doing trivia.
Yeah, the question, what came first, the Nintendo Wii or the U.S. version of The Office?
Nintendo Wii, I believe, debuted either Christmas 06 or Christmas 07.
I thought it was 08, and I thought it was 07 for The Office.
It's actually the Wii 2006, The Office 2005.
Wow.
So The Office a little bit before the Wii. Little things you learn when you come out to Odie's Team Trivia. We do it every Wednesday night. The original location, Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Fantastic food from Rodney Davis at both. Ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. The weather's going to be great today. You can sit outside, enjoy lunch on one of those great patios. All the NFL action will be on tonight as well. Live music every Thursday and Friday night. Birmingham Institution, getting to see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
Dan Orlovsky joins the show early today. He's part of hour number 2 to start hour number 2. Your favorite Wii game when you first got one? For me, I love playing the tennis and the bowling.
I love the bowling.
The bowling was a lot of fun.
Tennis and the bowling.
Yeah, you could actually. I've never been able to make the bowling ball curve. Like I just throw straight and hard, right down the middle. And with the Wii, I could actually make it curve, and I felt like an actual bowler.
Yeah, it's not real bowling, but you can make it simulate a curve.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not able to do that in actual bowling.
Me either. Never could figure that one out. It always ends up in the gutter.
I like when you mess it up and you throw the ball backwards. The whole crowd behind you just jumps up and spins.
Yeah, crazy. The old Wii days. That burned pretty quickly, by the way. That was
the Wii did.
Yeah.
It was. I think it's still one of the top-selling consoles of all time.
But people still buy them now? Still use them?
No, they've Nintendo's switched over to the Nintendo Switch. That's their newest console.
Yeah, that Wii, for us in my house, got it and then played it for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah. You were all over it on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then the day after Christmas, let's do it again. And then you're like,
Motion games have kind of died out as a whole.
Little bit,
so
yeah.
A lot of the stuff the Wii really took advantage of just isn't popular.
Okay, now to the thing that could help Alabama football. And a lesser championship decided this weekend. Brown has Missouri in the upset alert. Brown Bandit. It can lock up the championship if Missouri, mathematically probably already has it locked up, but if he gets another outright winner.
Be 12.5 points.
I don't know. I'd be getting 41 points.
You would. You swung for the fences with yours on an outright upset.
But to my point, in serious terms, Missouri and Oklahoma, a chance for Missouri to go in. Bo Pribula may be back this weekend.
Look out.
Could be back this weekend for Missouri. And Missouri's defense, Lance, in SEC games, 2nd against the rush, 5th against the pass, one of the best stop rates in college football. And Oklahoma's offense hasn't been that good.
Well, look, and it's not like Alabama was able to effectively run the ball. What did Alabama have, 80 yards?
80 yards?
Yeah.
Yep. One to rushing battle, 80 to 76, but 80 yards.
But now you got an Ahmad Hardy coming off a 300-yard game. So I feel like Ahmad Hardy, even if you hold him to 150, that's still enough. Pribula comes back. I believe Missouri's got a fighting shot here. Again, this Oklahoma offense is so bad right now. Defense is keeping them in every single game. They've forced 6 turnovers over the last 2 games. They've turned those 6 turnovers into 27 points. If you don't turn the ball over, and I believe Zollers probably will, it really does come down to who starts at quarterback.
This is why I went Missouri. And I had not seen this stat at the time because Furman didn't send it out until yesterday, and I made that pick on Tuesday. But here's the stat. I knew that this was – I didn't know it was this bad. Net yardage in SEC games for Oklahoma. Auburn, they were plus 16 yards on Auburn's anemic offense. Texas, they were minus 44. South Carolina on the road, they were plus 95. Ole Miss, they were minus 72. Tennessee, minus 105. Alabama, minus 194. You don't have to do the math. Furman did it for you. They have been outgained by 304 yards in conference play. 304 yards they've been outgained. And are a 2-loss conference team. It is not sustainable, I don't think. And that's why I went Missouri here.
That's like, it's so weird. Arkansas's 0-6, just another weird number I came across. They're 0-6 in conference play, but they haven't lost any game by more than 9 points.
Right. Yeah. So they've been in all of them, and Oklahoma's playing a lot of close games, obviously, but they're not outgaining anybody. I just don't know how you can be.
It's a dangerous game for Oklahoma.
It is a dangerous game the way they play it, to be outgained by that much every single week. And I mean, you guys, even in Norman, you won't be surprised if Missouri has a yardage edge. It doesn't necessarily translate to the scoreboard all the time. But I'm not surprised if Missouri outgains them. It's the way Oklahoma's offense is playing. Good news for Forrester's Western Kentucky upset alert pick. Garrett Nussmeier again likely out for LSU. So just chasing those.
Let's go.
Those chasing the championship down. LT, to your point about Arkansas being close, to show you strength of schedule inside the SEC, and we'll talk more after Orlovsky later in the show about how upset the SEC coaches and maybe administrators are with the strength of schedule and how it's being judged by the College Football Playoff Committee. But just to show you the parity in the SEC, the bottom 6 teams in the SEC, Auburn, Florida, Mississippi State, South Carolina, the Arkansas team you were talking about in Kentucky, they're 1-28 versus the top 10 in the SEC. But 16 of those 29 games have been one-score games, but they lose them. They're
NFL.
They're 1-15 in their one-score games. The bottom 6 versus the top 10, 1-15 in one-score games, 1-9 when they've led in the fourth quarter, and 0-5 in overtime. So that's how close the bottom 6 is to being in the top 10.
Well, you guys remember how bad Notre Dame beat Arkansas, right?
Oh, yeah, that was a complete beatdown.
Arkansas still has a point differential of plus 18 on the season. And they've lost 8 straight games, and they got destroyed by Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So it's pretty insane.
It really has. I mean, I don't know where it stands now, but for a lot of this season, the average margin of victory was actually lower in the SEC than it was in the NFL, which is astounding among conference games that it would be that low because the NFL is always low. But man, that's a wild stat. 1-15 in one possession, guys. How you end up in the bottom half of the SEC?
1-15 in one-score games, 1-9 when leading in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
and 0-5 in overtime. And I guess that one is Florida over Texas.
Florida led that whole game.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, no. But I mean, that would. Yeah, they led that whole game. I don't think Texas ever led against Florida. I don't think
so either.
So, yeah, that would have been the fourth quarter lead that Florida closed out would be the one.
Yeah, so interesting numbers and just the parity of the league.
Yeah, I mean, that's the – I hate to keep harping on this, but it's true. That's the schedule Texas A&M has played in conference. Are those teams you're talking about right there, those teams that can't win a fourth quarter game?
Yeah, and it's about to get real for A&M.
Oh, it is. It is. But, I mean, anything's real for them with the schedule they've already played. I mean, the part Jim's talking about right there, that's who they've beaten.
But, I mean, A&M, they're going to Texas and then SEC championship and then college football playoffs. So it's nothing but top 10s coming up outside of Texas.
Definitely the hardest part of their schedule is coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, that Texas A&M team trailed at halftime twice this year, including this past weekend. They've answered trailing at halftime with a 35-0 run out of the locker room and a 28-0 run out of the locker room.
That's
so
really
maybe
impressive.
you don't want to lead Maybe you don't want to lead that team at halftime.
No, that is dangerous because Elko can go in there and say you guys played like shit, but guess what?
Yep.
We've been here before.
We've done it.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Pretty interesting numbers. Before we get to the viewing menu, I will tell you that our friends at Way to Wellness can get you to a point where you don't mind taking that shirt off and being viewed. It's Way to Wellness. Your jumpstart to weight loss in 2026 starts with just clicking on the website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. There you can find out what Leslie and her board-certified staff can offer you. Maybe you're looking to lose weight And maybe you want some meal replacements just to make it easier on you to eat healthy. Maybe you want protein bars like I'm about to enjoy at the top of the hour to sort of prevent from bad snacking throughout the day. Maybe you want the injection therapy to help you manage your food intake. You can do a variety of different things with Way to Wellness, a whole menu, and no plan is the same for everyone. It's different. No cookie cutter plan, no contracts, no sign-up fee. Get more details of planforme.com, planforme.com. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. And our friends at Michelson.
205-969-8100, the number that I made, or the number I called way back in 2003. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. Didn't even realize that until I went to see Dr. Mark Michelson after the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Very important. As for Amy Toe, the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
The biggest release of the month comes out today, and that is Wicked for Good. This is the sequel, the second half of the musical. Now demonized as the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba lives in exile in the Ozian forest, while Glinda resides at the palace in Emerald City, reveling in the perks of fame and popularity. As an angry mob rises against the Wicked Witch, she'll need to reunite with Glinda to transform herself and all of Oz for good.
Was there some pre-showings last night? Because I could not go to sleep after the Alabama win in basketball, so I was jazzed. And on social media, I saw a lot of posts of girls coming out in tears saying, "Oh, the ending! Oh, the ending!"
Yes, there was a special, premium early access release last night, and I think you have to pay extra to go to that, or it's not part of the AMC movie plan.
Right.
There's also a double feature if you have 5 hours to kill and want to watch both Wicked 1 and Wicked Part 2.
So will you actually go see it?
No, I would need Tim Melton and Brian Pavlik to invite me to go, because I went to see
heavy medication.
I see the first one with that one with them last time.
I'm wondering though, Ariana Grande, when she took this role, something happened. Did she eat some bad craft food or something? Because she looks like she's dying.
She looks like she's been on Ozempic, and I don't think she would have been one that would need it.
Well, she's gone from 110 pounds to 80.
Like 80. I mean, it's been bad.
Well, what she likes to do is every couple of years she'll go through these drastic changes and look completely different.
Yeah.
So
well,
I don't know.
She's done it.
She might look like the Wicked Witch of the West in a couple years. She might. Next up, a movie that I'm more looking forward to. I had no idea this existed until I scrolled through the AMC app today. It's called Rental Family. An American actor in Tokyo struggling to find purpose lands an unusual gig, working for a Japanese rental family agency, playing stand-in roles for strangers. He rediscovers purpose, belonging, and the beauty of human connection, and it stars Brendan Fraser.
I've seen previews for this trailer, and it seems super weird.
Yeah, it kind of gives off the feeling of Lost in Translation, but with a little bit of comedy. So
why? Because it's in an Asian country.
Well, no, it just looks like it has more comedy, and that's what I've heard about the movie. Is it's actually pretty fun.
It looks dark. I mean, it's going to be dark.
Hey, I mean, it got great reviews.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm looking forward to this. And then finally, Netflix has added Ace Ventura 1 and 2 to its catalog. So if you don't really care about prestige cinema or going out to the movies, you can watch one of the dumbest Jim Carrey movies that's ever existed and have a great time.
Yeah, hey, and tread lightly, though. Like, if you let the kids watch it, I had forgotten, some of the early scenes in Ace Ventura.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a little edgy out there.
Believe it or not, I saw that in the theater. Saw Ace Ventura in the theater. I mean, it's like you said, it ain't prestige cinema, that's for sure.
Did you see it with your parents?
Oh, no, I was older than that.
I was going to say, that would have been awkward if
Mom
you
and
had
Dad
to watch
took me.
the whole scene where he's plunging his face.
Yeah. Would have been awkward.
The new season of Landman is out. The first episode, it's got to pick up. But Sam Elliott's introduced. It'll be interesting to see.
It's like a squirrel pissed in his hair.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. But the first episode was very blah.
I agree. Yeah.
Which one was the one you said? Oh, you said Tulsa King has jumped the shark.
Yeah, Tulsa King. But I haven't seen this. I did see the first Landman. I haven't seen Tulsa King from this past weekend, but I did hear Samuel L. Jackson makes cameo.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And the morning show, which you and Jennifer were watching, you didn't like the beginning of it. I don't know if you quit.
No, we have stuck.
It got a little better as it went on.
We're fighting through, and it does pick up at the end of this season. Yeah, I will say that.
It ends up being better to me than I think it was last season.
But it took a while to get around to the good part.
Yeah,
but you had to stick with it.
Churning pretty good right now. All right, that's what we're all watching and not watching or liking or not liking all right now. When we come back, Dan Orlovsky joins the show. We'll talk NFL football and an amazing Shedeur Sanders stat. Football returns tonight. Lance'sLock.com may have a play on the wonderful matchup between the Bills and Texans. Great offense versus great defense. 7:15 on Prime. Lance'sLock.com brought to you by Hempill.
We continue to roll 4-0 for you last night. So we are 2-0 this week so far in college football, but coming off of 4-0, another winning night for you. No reason not to jump on board. Daily packages, weekly packages, monthly packages, and you get a free play every single day at Lance'sLock.com. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hempill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling. Any of these issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shinara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Thanksgiving is here, and let the New York Butcher Shop be the place to get all of your holiday meal items. Their premium turkeys are fresh, free-range, and hormone-free. The New York Butcher Shop also has a wide selection of chef-prepared side items to help save you time in the kitchen. Pick up a bottle of wine, and your meal will be complete. Turkeys are selling fast, so place your order today. 2 locations to serve you, in Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. Nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting Nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at Nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from Nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
As we roll through the hour number 2, Dan Orlovsky will join us in a second to talk a little NFL football with us. This growing conversation online about Kalen DeBoer and Penn State or anything like that, I will never say never on anything ever again. You know, once Nick Saban left the NFL to come to Alabama, I was like, I'm out of the never say never on anything again. But I do think the way the Alabama contract with Kalen DeBoer was written, it seems like the amount the school would have to pay Alabama if they hired him this year is a tremendous amount, and then it changes a little bit in the next couple of years. So I would just say look at the contract. And by the way, Kalen DeBoer right now has got a playoff team, and I think a lot of Alabama fans who are not irrational realize that's a really good coaching staff and coach you have in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean, who would you rather have? Like, we just got a group text, and somebody was like, could Alabama get in the Lane Kiffin mix? And I'm like, you've got a better coach right now than Lane Kiffin, and it's not even close.
Dan Orlovsky about to talk to us about the NFL. That starts with a great one tonight, Bills and Texans. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work.
All right, Dan Orlovsky with us from ESPN. He's on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. What is up, Dan? How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Doing great. Thanks a lot. I'll start since the Bills are playing tonight. I talked last week after watching them lose to the Dolphins about an offense that seemed kind of messy and stuck in mud. They were not that against Tampa. That was an impressive win for them. Did they fix some of their issues that will stick with them moving forward, do you think?
Listen, the issues are a lot talent-driven. You know, having no vertical stretch is still a concern. No Dalton Kincaid because of injury. That's a concern. The thing that happened last week was they got the backs involved in the pass game way more. Ty Johnson, James Cook, and those are really good players in space. So that's something they haven't done a ton this year. It's probably something that they should have been and they should continue to do. It's still just a horizontal stretch. So there's not a vertical fear. And Josh was sensational. So I don't want to say, and they don't really need to fix things offensively. They've been inconsistent and up and down. They're better at home than they are on the road. The reality is we can't live in middle of November in a world where they're all of a sudden going to get Deshaun Jackson on their team to be able to throw the ball downfield. This is their offense this year. It's going to task creativity and yards after the catch. Can it be good enough to win consistently? Yes, it's a huge challenge tonight. Josh has never won in Houston. 0-5 all time. It's a brutal defense to go against. This defense is absolutely sensational for the Texans. Much improved performance last week. It's a different animal this week.
So there are 7 games to go for each of the teams in the AFC North. Let's take the Cleveland Browns aside. They've got no shot. But can you figure out Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincinnati right now with the Aaron Rodgers injury and Lamar Jackson's now back and Burrow possibly coming back this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, as I sit here today, who do I think is like most likely in my gut to win the division? It would be Baltimore. Defense is playing very good. It's has game lead that it picked up. No one can tell me Lamar's healthy. He's the least explosive he's ever been in his life. But I think the defense is good enough. Pittsburgh is hot and cold. Sometimes they're crazy efficient, and then they're good. The defense is still okay. The offense is okay. But, you know, they make plays late with Aaron. If he plays, that gives them a chance to win almost on a weekly basis. I think it'd be wildly disappointing if they don't get in because the lead that they had built in the division. Cincinnati has the worst defense in football in the last 50 years. Points per game, that's not an opinion. Points per game, it's the worst defense in football. If Joe plays, could he drag him out of it? Sure, it'd be freaking unbelievable. I'm not banking on it. But if there's a guy who can, it's him. But I still think that Baltimore plays better offensively over the next couple weeks. And in my gut, I think they win it. But it's a toss-up, I guess, for me between Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Dan Orlovsky's with us. Kansas City, life support. One more. If they lose again this weekend, where do you put the Chiefs' chances of rallying down the stretch here? They do not look like they are a fine-tuned machine right now.
Yeah, and math is math. Numbers are numbers. It's not an opinion anymore about them. If they lose this week, they'd be sitting at 5-6. You'd have to go on almost an undefeated run over your final 6 weeks to get in, just because of the other teams, the Denvers, the Chargers, the Texans could be at a better record after this weekend than you. Obviously, the AFC East more than likely getting 2 teams, and so it's just a numbers thing. Along with Jacksonville, could be 7-4. They haven't won close games. The offense, unless Patrick really puts on tape, is just times the defense doesn't find ways to make big plays in the fourth quarter to get off the field. It's shocking to see where they are. And one of the things I said this morning was, it's not unrealistic to see a playoff and go, we could be without Patrick, we could be without Joe, we could be without Lamar, and we could be without Josh. I don't think that's likely, but we've never been in that situation before.
Dan, I only ask you an NFC South question because they are, in fact, the division in the NFL. But I thought Tampa would run away with this thing, and all of a sudden, here is Carolina. They've got both 6 wins.
Yeah.
Carolina's just a game. I mean, they look like 2 totally different teams, Tampa and Carolina. But should Dunaway and his Bucs be scared of the Panthers?
We had a different schedule for right now, by the way. Our schedule got really tough for these 3 games.
Oh, I know. That's why I asked the question. I mean, they look like totally different teams.
Yeah, scared. I think you're respecting them, and the thing that I think is just bit Tampa, and that's really what many of us talked about 6 weeks ago, is just the injuries starting to pile up, and just the lack of continuity on the offensive line, and the lack of receiver depth that, 10 weeks ago, this is the most deep and talented receiver room in the NFC, or felt like one of them, and they just have been decimated by it. And then they don't have a pass rush right now. Carolina's been impressive. Bryce Young's coming off the best game of his career, going into the biggest game of his career. Tet McMillan, their young receiver, their draft class has been great. The draft class has been nails for Dan Morgan and Carolina. They're physical at the line of scrimmage on both sides. And so, it's, if Carolina finds a way to go to San Francisco, win the football game, then that division race becomes very much a coin flip.
So back to SoFi this weekend with the Rams escaping with a 21-19 win. I personally thought the Rams played their worst game of the year, but they picked off Sam Darnold 4 times. I know you're not a fan of the Rams special teams, and there's reasons
worse than the NFL.
But Ethan Evans, that punt. First of all, tell me, was it the best punt you've ever seen? And then what did you take out of? I mean, it came down to the wire. Darnold threw 4 interceptions, but at the same time, the Rams played horribly. So what did you take out of that game?
Yeah, it's definitely in the conversation for best punt I've ever seen. I mean, it's nuts. And the bounce that you get, it's absolutely insane. My takeaway from that is, as many, rightfully so, have waxed poetic about Seattle's defense. The Rams go toe-to-toe for them. The Rams still have one of the best defensive lines in football. They got the best red zone defense in football. I don't want to play that defensive line. They're killers. The offense got explosive runs. That's not been what they've done. Yes, it's concerning that Sam played that way for the second time in a row against that defense. That would have my attention. I don't think Sam's a choker, but against that defense, they've got his number. I think if you're Seattle, you walk away, feel great about your football team. You lost on essentially the final play of the game and gave the ball away 4 times. And if you're the Rams, you find a way to not play a great game after really the first quarter, and you win. It gives you you've got a jump start on the rest of the division and the NFC. So both teams are great. I'd be shocked if both teams are not in the Final Four.
Do you know how I know when it's time for me to go buy my Butterball turkey, Dan? It's when I look at my screen on TV3 and I see on Get Up on the replay questioning Jalen Hurts and whether or not he's the answer with the Eagles. I mean, it must be time. It must be Thanksgiving time again.
Dude, What's going on with him and the way that people are talking about him, I just find it so disingenuous and disrespectful. And this is coming from someone who's been cautious about Jalen, who's never really like been this cheerleader of Jalen's. But I can't run from reality. I could just continue to be a hater or not run from reality. And like, he doesn't look like a lot of the big time quarterbacks when it comes to style of play. And it's maybe not as fun. It's not. And it's not as jaw dropping, some of the stuff he does. They're 32-1 since 2002 when they won the turnover differential. 32-1. So for everybody, it's like, I wish the quarterback was more risk. I wish he was more aggressive. You got to give me the reason why. You got to tell me why, because the data tells me that he's 32-1 as the starting quarterback, and the one loss is when he got knocked out last year against Washington. So for everybody that wants to, complain that Jalen Hurts isn't aggressive enough with the football, why? If there would have to be a reason other than winning.
It's amazing the way we talk about him and this team. The Rams are going to be the 1 seed out of the NFC, but they're probably going to be the 2 seed. I mean, this is a team that is probably going to be the 2 seed in the NFC, and we talk about them like, I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs.
They've got the 1 seed right now.
Yeah, Rams are going to end up with a 1. The Rams are the better team, but I mean, Philadelphia, they'll be in the running for it, but they'll probably be the 2 seed.
Yeah, but we live in this world where he's the only quarterback where team is good, quarterback must be great. Team is bad, quarterback must suck. Well, the Eagles are good, yeah, but the quarterback sucks. And it's like, well, no, I don't think the offense is good enough right now the way they're playing to win the Super Bowl. I agree. But it's not just because the quarterback maybe not playing his very best. It's way more attached to their run game and their offensive line just not being a very good unit right now. But yeah, for a guy that, we kill quarterbacks. Joe Burrow's great, can't win. Josh Allen's great, doesn't win the big game. Lamar Jackson's historic, can't win the big game. So we kill those guys for not winning. But then all Hurts does is win, and we're like, yeah, but it's corny.
So, Dan, when I'm in the car, I'll come across random conversations, and I heard you on earlier this week, and I think you were on with Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman, and I think I heard you say that you have never seen Coming to America or Beverly Hills Cop. Is that true?
Those are accurate, yep.
Have you thought about going back and watching them now that they gave you so much hell for that?
Yeah, no, I don't really care what people will say. So, no, I mean, and I'm a movie buff. I love movies. I don't watch a ton of TV, so I love movies. I don't know why I never watched them. One of my wife's favorite movies is Coming to America. Me and my wife dressed up as, my wife's friend dressed up with her as Beverly Hills Cop. So I don't know why. I will eventually watch them. I just haven't.
Yeah, better in the 80s. I mean, they hold up a little bit, but still, iconic movies for anybody that grew up in the 80s, which I guess is not you because you were a 90s kid, right?
That's right.
I'm a 90s kid.
You make it sound like you're going to watch it when you're at Shady Grove Retirement Home in 40 years. I mean, if you haven't watched it by now, when are you going to watch it?
Yeah, I'll be there before 40 years, probably. I love movies. Again, I love movies. I love watching movies multiple times. My wife hates it when I do that. I'll be like, she's like, we just watched this 2 weeks ago. I'm like, it's still good. It's still a good movie. So I'll get there eventually.
What movie do you think you've seen the most if you rewatch them that much?
Oh, Josh, Rocky IV for sure. Karate Kid, the original Karate Kids. Remember the Titans. As you could see, I'm a jock. So anything to do with sports, I've seen a good amount. And then like the classic kind of like early 2000 comedies, Wedding Crashers, old school. I've seen my fair share amounts.
Yeah, so Wedding Crashers coming back to the theater. Rocky IV was just back at the theater for its 40th anniversary. Stallone's director's cut. It's very good, by the way.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Save football, man. I'm in the rat race for football.
It's a bad time of year for you to go see one of those.
Future Orlovsky grandfather at Shady Grove saying, "Nurse, can I get more applesauce in that VHS of Beverly Hills Cop, please?" Thank you, man.
Thank you, Dan. Have a good weekend.
All right, boys.
All right, we'll see you. Dan Orlovsky with us. He joins us each week on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. You can see him all weekend long with ESPN.
Yeah, and also brought to you by friends at Twin Peaks. I was doing the read when you were gone, LT. 29 degrees?
29 degrees.
How does it keep from freezing?
Hey, our draft is 39 in here. We need to dial it
They're
down
hit by
a little
10.
bit. Yeah, they've got the colder beer. There's no doubt about it. And they've got those Twin Peak girls running around in 3D, serving it up. The legendary 29-degree drafts. Also the happy hour at Twin Peaks. Whatever you want. They've got everything. Tequila cocktails, the extensive bourbon category, top-shelf spirits in the cocktails. They're served over the ice balls. Get in, watch the Bills and the Texans tonight. You can do it at any of those great locations. Our friends at Twin Peaks.
I mean, really, our beer should be colder than their beer because they have those people walking around you can see in 3D. It should make the room hotter. We got Brooks walking around in 3D. Our beer should be colder.
That's right.
Yeah, our scenery a little different.
Yeah, a little different.
How's our beer not colder up here? Bojangles, tender moments of the day.
Plural.
2 of them brought to you by our friends at Bojangles.
You can make Bojangles your one stop for that holiday party. You want a holiday party that'll jump? How about some fried chicken, the chicken tenders, the Bo Bites? Right there from Bojangles, all the great sides and biscuits and tea and all that as well. The Bo Bites are hand-breaded chicken tender bites. You can dip them in that peach honey pepper sauce, and they are terrific. So it can be a great holiday party idea for you. Also, if you're still playing high school football or going to a college game, you can tailgate with Bojangles or make it your college football watch party. From the hand-breaded tenders to the fried chicken to the amazing sides and the brand new Bo Bites right there with that peach honey pepper dipping sauce. Well, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, always make it bow time.
Let's go first with, let's get the Rice students out to the game this week as they battled North Texas as they played there in Houston at Rice Stadium. Why not? Students drink free.
Oh, wow. Free beer?
Free beer. 21 and older, of course, for the students there. Students drink free on Saturday, North Texas and Rice.
See, I thought there was something as far as legalities when it came to giving away free alcohol.
You have to buy your tickets in advance on the website there, and there's a limit to the number of tickets you can buy. But
yeah, I thought you could do like a penny beer, but hey, free beer is better.
Not buy your tickets because it's free, but it's you have to get your tickets on the website, secure them.
I mean, free beer is better than penny beer. But
that is true. Free is better than 1 cent. I am curious how many people will be at this game. Rice games aren't particularly well attended.
College kids will do. I'll tell you, man, the best thing, if you ever go to a college town and you can't find a table, go up to some dudes that are sitting there that are college age and just offer them a $50 bill or tell them you'll pay their tab and they'll get right up. The table is gone. I'm just saying they will do a lot for free alcohol.
In the mentions, Brown, there were adults that was like, I don't need a fake ID anymore, but I am looking for a fake Rice student ID.
Just get the student to keep going to get you beer.
Free beer is free beer.
Yeah, big game for North Texas, by the way. It's them and Tulane in the American as I read it. So in the American Championship as of right now. I might misremember this. So I will say that as a disclaimer that I might misremember this. But when I was a kid and Jack State and Troy were huge rivals back in the day, they used to at Pete Matthews Coliseum when our good friend Coach Bill Jones was the coach there. I think the fraternity that had the most members in attendance got a free kegger. Like they would get a keg party.
So they sent all the pledges.
They would send everybody they had, and they would get a kegger, I guess, that weekend or the next Friday night or whatever the case was.
Totally could see that.
Yeah.
It would happen. The other one is scenes from the Tiger burn. Forster, give me Forster's mic. Was this from last night? Because usually they don't do this until the week of the Clemson game in Columbia. That's not this week. It's next week. But the Tiger burn is what they do on the South Carolina campus. It's an effigy of a tiger, and they light it up with fireworks.
And shoot fireworks. Pyrotechnics.
Is this from years past, or do you know if this was last night, Scott? Or
I am looking up the tweet I pulled it from. I think it's it's the Scott Fowler tweeted, "Hey, this is from Columbia, South Carolina tonight."
No, wow. Look at that crowd.
Here's my theory on this. Oh, that's the crowd? Yeah, it is.
What is the theory, Brown?
That game is being played. I guess they know a lot of students are going to go home for Thanksgiving and then come back.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they don't get back until Friday night or Saturday for the game. So you go ahead and do it now while the students are in. That'd be my theory.
Yeah, I am very interested to see the next week when we're in Auburn, what the student breakdown is going to be.
Black Friday?
Yeah, Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of students, if you're local to drive, I think a lot of them go home for Thanksgiving, maybe come back Friday night, to be in Auburn prior to the Iron Bowl.
But no problem with at the game. You're just talking about on Friday.
Oh,
Will
yeah,
they be
I'm just
back on
talking about
campus
Friday.
Yeah. I think from friends of mine who have students down there, they start to come back to town on Friday. So we may catch some of them at lunch as they come back from Thanksgiving on Friday to be there Friday night before the Iron Bowl, which is a good time, I'm told. Boy, that thing burns quickly.
It does.
Is it paper mache, Forrester? Because I saw the guys that lit the bottom of them. Watch them run away from this real quick. What is it about guys who like to watch things burn? Look at them all running here. They've lit the bottom of that paper mache thing.
There is something very, very comfortable about it, though.
I agree.
Then boom.
Boy, that thing goes up quick. You're right. It's a good lesson for us.
Boom. And when it gets to the top, the fireworks go off.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did this. First time I ever heard of this.
I'm with you, Jim. I have watched college football my whole life. I'm familiar with that rivalry and had no clue this was a tradition.
Tiger burn.
Yeah, I do remember when Nick Saban was burned in effigy. We've mentioned this several times, his return to Baton Rouge in 2008. And they didn't really plan it ahead well. They just did their Nick Saban on a wooden cross, basically, inside of it. So as soon as Saban burned up, it was now a burning cross, and everybody's like, ooh, we really should have thought through this.
The other side, Clemson ain't going to burn a cock, are they?
Oh, nope. Actually, LT, in a reciprocal tradition, Clemson University holds an event called Cocky's Funeral.
Okay. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Burning cock would have been something different.
Would PETA be pissed off if they beheaded a chicken?
Yeah, I think they would go against that.
They do it every day at our friends at Bojangles. You see it on the sign right there. And then they batter it up and throw it into the deep fryer. It's delicious. 4 Downs brought to you today by our friends at Alabama Power. Brownie, tell us about Alabama Power.
Yeah, Alabama Power is not just powering every single thing you do. They do that, but they also want to make sure you know what you're paying every single month and you're not surprised by your bill or you're paying more than you think you should be paying. So they go to great lengths to make sure you understand your bill. Crazy weather, changes in your energy go hand in hand. Check Alabama Power's free My Power usage tool. It helps you track how much energy you are using and when. It's a great way to spot patterns and avoid surprises. Plus, Alabama Power offers easy tips to help you save. Visit alabamapower.com/mypowerusage to learn how to manage your usage and keep costs in check.
First down.
All right. Who is your favorite food or cooking personality?
Oh. Do y'all remember when we were kids?
It's got to be Gordon Ramsay, by the way.
Do y'all remember when we were growing up, there was a Cajun guy, I think Justin, and he wore suspenders. Do you remember that guy? And he was one of the first cooking TV shows I ever saw. And I mean, deep Cajun accent. And I think it was on public television.
Yeah, I really fell in love with Gordon Ramsay and the BBC Kitchen Nightmares.
Right.
I think they're some of the best. It's almost like, why in the hell would you even walk in this restaurant? It's just dark and dusty, and boy, he went off on people's asses. But I don't remember Justin Wilson.
There it is, Justin Wilson. Way to go, Tyler. Quick search. Yeah, that guy, and he would. What are you laughing at, Tyler?
I'm gonna guess he's no longer with us.
That is just an old school TV look.
Yeah, it was. I think it was on public television, and he had a deep Cajun accent, and he was always doing the jambalaya and the etouffee.
Onion.
Look how much food's
That's the way he
in
said
front of
onion.
him.
Huh?
The food in front of him, the top left.
Yeah, and he would always he would stir the spoon. He would stir a wooden spoon, and he would take it out and taste it. He would go, ooh wee, stuff like that. It was old school, man. That was the first cooking TV show I can ever remember. Justin Wilson. Boy, I'd forgotten about that guy until Tyler even asked.
I don't have one. Martha Stewart. Does she cook?
Yeah, she cooks.
She does everything.
She cooks with Snoop Dogg these days.
Yeah.
My favorite was always Adam Richman from Man vs. Food.
Were you with us when he was on the show?
I was not.
Great guest.
No, he was really
great
good.
guest on the show.
I've seen every episode of that show.
Second down.
33 years ago today, Home Alone 2 was released. What's your favorite trap from the Home Alone movies?
The old paint can to the head, and how it just hit perfectly. By the way, Macaulay Culkin, I don't know who Brenda Song is. Don't know why, I'm sure you do.
She was in Social Network as Andrew Garfield's girlfriend, and she's most known for being on Disney Channel.
Okay, well, she was with Macaulay Culkin at Rams game, and so apparently they're becoming a couple wearing Rams gear.
Yeah, they got kids together.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know that.
That'll make you a couple a lot of
They've
times.
been together a while.
Yeah.
At least 9 months.
Yeah. He said kids.
I think that's a good one. Don't they end up in flour at one point and then something else?
Yes. Bird feathers. They get tarred and feathered, basically. Yeah.
So
Old
it's
school
a
right
whole
there.
series of events there.
The tax on the stairs just it makes me hurt every single
As a
time.
kid, you
Were there
don't
marbles
realize
somewhere too?
There were marbles.
The little ball ornaments right under the window.
Yeah.
So they would have to step in barefoot. And then
But as a
punch
kid,
them.
you don't realize, like, at Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern's age, if half of those things happen to them, it will kill them.
Oh, yeah.
Like dead.
The iron on the head, and then and then the hot doorknob too. That one right there.
Well, they torch his hair too, don't they?
Yeah. It's that little torch blows it, and he's got the he's got the fryer look after that.
And he puts himself out in the toilet. But Kevin put something in the toilet to.
They would have
make it go up.
decapitated that kid so quick.
They would have killed him in a heartbeat.
He was throwing bricks at him towards the end.
Third down.
Wicked for Good releases today. Do you have a favorite musical? Or one you'll at least tolerate?
I mean, growing up, I did watch Grease just because X really was a big Grease fan way back in the day, and I didn't mind it.
Does Hamilton count?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's Hamilton's fantastic. I enjoyed Wicked if we're counting plays. I've not seen either big screen or movies or TVs of either one of those, but on the stage, Wicked's fantastic as well. I even like Cats.
Taylor Swift's in the movie for that.
Didn't see the movie.
The movie got panned though, didn't it?
Yes,
It got
James
a massive
Corden,
cast.
and they went with this sort of CGI realistic look for all the cats.
Yeah,
and it looks odd.
Underrated on Broadway, while other people are spending money to go see expensive things. When I saw Hamilton, on another day I saw School of Rock, which was a good stage presentation of that too. It was really good.
Yeah, that one's gotten a
Technically
lot
musical.
of good reviews.
Yeah.
Is Jack Black actually in the play?
He was not.
Okay.
He was not. And that's the one character that was lacking. Everything else was as good as the movie.
Yeah.
Did they have a fat guy playing that role?
Yeah,
they
did
did.
it look like Jack Black?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, I can't think of a musical I've ever watched. So I am going to be.
I thought you were a West Side Story guy.
Yeah, Sharks and Jets haven't ever done it for me. There was one that always came on when I was a kid. Sound of Music, is that a musical?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, boy, I did not like that movie.
I don't either.
Yeah.
My wife loves that
Does she?
in the holidays. Yep.
Can you do the Julie Andrews, The Hills Are Alive?
That's that. Yeah, I mean, I could be in one, obviously, but I don't like watching them.
All right.
Fourth down.
So if you're following entertainment news lately, there's going to be a sale of Warner Brothers and Discovery. They're looking to offload a lot of their debt because they've got, I believe, 40 to 60 billion in corporate debt. So that being said, a lot of things are shuffling around, and a Looney Tunes movie is actually getting an independent release next year. So who's your favorite Looney Tunes character?
Foghorn Leghorn, probably.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I loved Foghorn Leghorn when I was a kid. I love those.
I will go Sylvester the Cat.
Oh, I never liked Sylvester.
I didn't love Bugs Bunny as much as you should. That's Looney Tunes, right?
Oh, yeah. The face of Looney Tunes, in fact.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, actually, Porky Pig's when it comes out at the end and says, that's all, folks. Never liked him either.
Wow. Who did you like?
Did anybody like the Yosemite Sam?
Yosemite Sam I liked. I thought he was funny.
Sam.
Yeah,
Or Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd was good, too.
He was a terrible shot.
Tasmanian Devil, was he a Looney Tune?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was always fun.
Yeah.
But I guess I liked the Black Duck. What's his name? Daffy Duck. I guess I liked him because he, always trouble for that guy. Man, that bill would get knocked to the side of his head, or he'd just lose it.
Straighten it back out.
Yeah, he was always picked on.
Yeah,
I'm sort of the Daffy Duck of the show.
Always picked on. Did you occasionally get your bill knocked sideways?
Yep.
Do you like Marvin Martian?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like Marvin Martian, too.
That got on my nerves.
You didn't like Marvin?
Is that Looney Tunes, too?
That is Looney
Yep.
Tunes, yeah. Looney Tunes was terrific. I loved them as a kid.
We are here to take over the earth.
And then you got Wile E. Coyote.
Tom and Jerry were Looney Tunes, right?
No, that's
Warner
Brothers?
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
Same
gave-
people that made Flintstones and Jetsons.
And Laugh
Scooby-Doo.
Olympics, which I loved Laugh
Laugh
Olympics as a
Olympics.
kid, too, yeah.
Wacky Races.
Yeah.
And that is our 4 downs today, being brought to you by Dr. B. Hey, if you're down to third and long with your hairline, save it. with Dr. B.
Yeah, I see people all the time. You just feel like going up and tapping them on the shoulder and saying, hey, look, there's hope for you. You're starting to thin out. You might not even know it, but our man, Dr. Beckenstein, he is the best in the business. He's a guy I went to see 4 years ago and started to thin out. I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. That is it. My hair is more than doubled in thickness. 205-319-0316 or t3hair.net. Stop wasting money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. Beckenstein and that great staff. Find out what will work for you. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. T3's got that test. It's easy, painless, affordable, takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Again, call, book the consultation, 205-319-0316 or t3hair.net.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Sonora Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Sonora.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama. No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider. What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Red Shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
Thanksgiving is here, and let the New York Butcher Shop be the place to get all of your holiday meal items. Their premium turkeys are fresh, free-range, and hormone-free. The New York Butcher Shop also has a wide selection of chef-prepared side items to help save you time in the kitchen. Pick up a bottle of wine, and your meal will be complete. Turkeys are selling fast, so place your order today. 2 locations to serve you, in Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Best read of the day, if you want something quirky, brought to you by Urology Centers of Alabama, is at ESPN.com, where custom painted cleats are all the rage now because you've got NIL money to buy these things. And sort of the who's the best artist? The Van Gogh, the Da Vinci, the
Jackson Pollock.
The Jackson Pollock of
Daniel A. Moore
of cleats is a 20-year-old wide receiver at Houston Christian named Deacon Stanfield, and he paints cleats for Casey Concepcion, for A&M, Reuben Owens, but also Travis Hunter last year, Ryan Williams, Jeremiah Smith, Travis Etienne, Ibuka, Caitlin Clark shoes on the court. He does all the paintings on those shoes, and it's a side hustle.
Well, I bet he makes good money.
Where he's making bank, so much so they're doing stories about him at ESPN.com, and you can go read that story and see some of his work there. Pretty interesting side hustle for a 6', 160-pound scholarship receiver at Houston Christian. Different level of football there, 160-pound receiver. That's brought to you by Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. Great locations, 16 of them here in Central Alabama to help you stay on top of your health. They've been doing the best work at Urology Centers of Alabama for 70-plus years. Compassion, considerate, and the top-notch best urologists you'll find anywhere. All in 16 convenient locations, 205-930-0920. 930-0920, Urology Centers, Alabama.com. Would Jon Gruden be a good answer at head coach for anyone in college football right now?
You know, I don't know. I mean, obviously Jon Gruden can coach. He's a fun personality. He still looks like he really hasn't aged much. He's still got a lot of energy. But, man, it's been a long time since he's been in the college game, and NIL and transfer portal have just changed so much.
It has.
I don't know, and I don't know how these kids would resonate with the name Jon Gruden.
I think him being on Barstool might help a little bit.
Yeah,
That's probably introduced him to a younger audience.
We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. That is, he's getting money, but he also is about to win a massive lawsuit with the NFL, or they're going to have to put out all their emails. So more likely they will pay him to just go away. The Barstool thing, as we talked about a few weeks ago, Brandy, was to introduce himself or reintroduce himself to an audience of 17 to 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
That he would be recruiting.
Right. I do wonder, based on what you just said, Lance, and you're right, that he's never really dealt in the recruiting world because he's been NFL most of his career, if not, really since the 80s, I guess. There was a time where he was a college assistant, but hasn't recruited recently. But I just wonder if the way the game has changed now might actually help guys like that a little bit, based on the fact that the general manager is so important in college football now. I wonder if you can get away with hiring the coach that doesn't have a ton of recruiting experience, but investing heavily in a general manager that does. Whether you go steal him from another school or you just identify like Oklahoma did with Jim Nagy, who was running the Senior Bowl, and we think actually he would make it really good. If you got a guy like that could be your general manager, can you get away with hiring a coach that's, few people are going to question his X's and O's. The big question would be, how does he manage recruiting and NIL and transfer portal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a director of operations / GM is probably the most important thing a guy like Jon Gruden could go out and do. You trust him with your quarterbacks. I don't think there's any doubt.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I guess his system that he's known for would still work in college football, right? I mean, it's more of a West Coast system, right?
Yeah, but, I go back and I look at quarterbacks like Rich Gannon and Brad Johnson and the success they had with Jon Gruden.
Yeah.
It is more of a West Coast system.
I mean, I can't think. I mean, just the jobs open, LSU wouldn't do this.
Well, there's a reason why I brought it up.
All right.
The betting odds for Jon Gruden to be the head coach at this school went from 1% to 23% yesterday.
That's a big move in one day. And it's LSU?
Nope. Oh. It's at Arkansas. Jon Gruden at Arkansas. Now put a name to it, which is why I started the discussion. Yeah. Now have the discussion. Jon Gruden with Walmart, Tyson money at a place like Arkansas. Now what does that do for Arkansas?
Well, I mean, You've got Bobby Petrino there. And again, look, they've lost 8 straight games, but they've been in all these games. It's not like they're getting blown out. So would you rather have Bobby Petrino, who knows the territory, if you really have a commitment to NIL and you've got the right GM in there, or do you want to take a shot at Jon Gruden? I think you would have a better shot at having more success with Bobby Petrino, but I could be wrong.
Well, there's no doubt Gruden would win the press conference. I mean, that is one of the most overrated things in coaching searches, but you're going to get way more attention hiring Gruden than you would Petrino. Again, you don't do it for that reason because that is fleeting. That lasts for a couple days, and then people have to go start winning games.
But, it'd be like you guys could throw a very attractive blonde right here in my seat, replace me, that could bring in more money. You replace Bobby Petrino's a no.
We would do that if it would bring in more money.
Absolutely. I could give you 2 names right now. Jon Gruden, by the way, you bring that in. Maybe that's what unlocks some more money, some more booster money for the NIL that makes you get better players. Maybe that's what unlocks that. Calipari's unlocked more money for basketball. By the way, they only beat Winthrop 84-83.
Yeah, they didn't exactly blow Samford out either.
Yeah, I'm just good effort from Lenny Acuff and Samford losing by 4, 79-75. Where is Arkansas in this search? It doesn't feel like there's any momentum for Petrino.
Yeah, I saw our guy John Neighbors, who does what we do. He does it up in Arkansas, and when James Franklin went to Virginia Tech, he was like, this is a big blow. I think they felt like up there that they could get James Franklin. And I think they're asking why, if you wanted James Franklin, how does Virginia Tech get him and we don't? I mean, Arkansas has a better job than Virginia Tech.
It doesn't make any sense unless Franklin looked at it and said, I believe my path is better at winning the ACC or being the second best team in the ACC than Arkansas being the 4th or 5th best team consistently in the SEC.
And where his strength is recruiting on that little area up there, Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so I don't know where Arkansas is right now. Like, I think historically they would like to think they could get Jon Sumrall, but I think looking at the landscape of the coaching search right now, they probably know they're not in those sweepstakes. Gruden would be an interesting hire up there. I mean, I'd
like to see it.
I would like to see it. I'm just trying to
Sumrall come to Auburn, Gruden go to Arkansas.
I'm just trying to put myself as an Arkansas fan. How much would it excite me as an Arkansas fan? It's a known name. I like him on TV. Am I getting a good college football coach?
But don't you think Arkansas fans, you said he would win the press conference.
Oh, he definitely would do that.
But don't you think they believe, though, in their core that they would be better off as far as wins and losses with Bobby Petrino?
I don't know, man. I think
he looks old and outdated.
Yep. I mean, they have not won a game with him coaching.
Yeah, I mean, look, the concern for me would be Taylor Green. Taylor Green, I thought, would be much better at this point. Although they've been hanging in these games, he's turned it over. He's inconsistent.
Well, let me ask you this, and this is maybe his stock has sunk a little bit, this guy I'm about to bring up, because they haven't been amazing lately. If you were Arkansas, you're an Arkansas football fan, not which one would excite you more, but who do you think you're getting as a better college football coach, Alex Golesh or Jon Gruden?
Alex Golesh.
I do too.
Yeah.
Speaking of lights dimmer.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best time to make it.
You won't hear Ryan Silverfield's name again. He was a guy that was in the Arkansas mix.
He was, and boy, they have tanked lately.
I read it today. Do I have it written here anywhere on my sheet? I read it today for the Florida opening. Where do I have that? Right here. This is the list, if not Kiffin. Sumrall at Florida, but now he's not meeting, according to Pete Nakos on 3. Brom, Key, Silverfield, Lee, and Drinkwitz.
Oh, they're
that's the list according to those that cover Florida. That if it's not Kiffin, Sumrall, Brom, Key, Silverfield, Lee, and Drinkwitz.
They are all in on Kiffin. I ran into me and Bo were at lunch yesterday. Ran into a huge Florida fan, and he's like, "I don't care what we have to do." But Lane Kiffin, from all the boards he's been reading and everybody he's talked to, he's like, we are not letting him go. He will be Florida's next head coach. And when you look at the Vegas odds, I mean, they reflect that, whether or not he takes his job. And by the sound bites that we played earlier today, it doesn't seem like he's going to be back in Oxford.
Aaron says in the chat, I don't get the Sumrall love. We talk about him for all these jobs. He says he doesn't get the Sumrall
love. 40 wins and 11 losses at Troy and Tulane. Now, some of those are built-in losses to pay for the athletic departments.
Ole Miss,
he lost his 2 best players in the portal last year. Mm-hmm. And when you look at his numbers, I mean, he talks about they're an average football team. His numbers play out that they are an average team. So something is winning games with an average team, and I think the common denominator there is probably your head coach.
And I think beyond that, now look, we like him on the show because he comes on our show and he's a terrific interviewer every time he does it, and we do like Jon Sumrall personally. But I was asked this by an Auburn fan months ago. I think it was even before Hugh Freeze got fired. An Auburn fan on the golf course said, I know you guys love Sumrall. Tell me why I want him at Auburn. And I said, look, I'm not going to sell you on the fact he does good interviews. That's meaningless. That's why we love him. I was like, but I love the guy's approach and demeanor. His approach and demeanor are what sells me if I'm a fan. If you're asking me why the Jon Sumrall love, his approach and demeanor. X's and O's, I'm not smart enough to look at all that and know that he does this better than that. I look at the record and I say, that's a pretty good record at Troy and Tulane. But I love his approach and his demeanor. That's why I would want him as my coach.
Chapter number 177 of how sometimes I don't connect with Alabama fans and their emotions about certain things. The 177th reason that I've given in my 30-year career after LT tells you about company distilling. Friend Jennifer, who I think is from the Huntsville area, said, hey, me and my husband tried company distilling last night. Delicious. Let me get the actual quote here. Tried company distilling yesterday. Her and her husband, Jeb. It's really, really good. And $5 off right now at the ABC store in my neighborhood.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that could be universal. I don't know. Check it out for yourself. Company Distilling is now available at those ABC stores across the state of Alabama. If you've been waiting to try a whiskey as good as the company you keep, this is your moment. Find your bottle, learn more. CompanyDistilling.com/Alabama. We are going to have an opportunity for you to meet the master distiller, the man behind the bottle, Jeff Arnett. He is going to be in our area within the month. We will give you dates, times, where we're going to be. We're going to do a live broadcast, and we're going to be hanging out with Jeff Arnett, the man behind Company Distilling. You can scan that QR code right there for more information, but pick up a bottle this weekend of Company Distilling.
I've seen this floating around, and I don't understand it because Alabama is still paying Nick Saban some money, and I think he still has that office on campus. Some folks are upset that maybe he is lending his professional advice to LSU in their search for a new coach. Glenn Guilbeau writes that Nick Saban has tried to convince Lane Kiffin that LSU is a good place to be for him. And then, according to Glenn Guilbeau, who writes now for
Tiger
Rags,
I believe is the
yeah. I saw Glenn at the press box of the LSU game. That then Saban tells the LSU folks, if it's not Kiffin, you should look at Jeff Brom and Eli Drinkwitz. I think the other name wasn't it right?
I think
Brandon?
that's right,
Yeah.
as I remember the story. Yeah,
and I would rather have
and Eli
Drinkwitz.
Drinkwitz.
Yeah,
and some Alabama fans seem to be upset that Alabama is still giving Nick Saban cash and that he would offer his advice. Brown and I were talking about this. If Brown, say what you said, that if he was still coaching.
Well, I think if Nick Saban were still coaching and Lane Kiffin picked up the phone and called him and said, Coach, I'm thinking about Florida LSU. What would you tell me? I guarantee you Nick Saban would tell him the same thing if he were the sitting Alabama coach that he's telling him as game day analyst, part-time Alabama employee, Nick Saban. And I guarantee you'd tell him the same thing.
And I think he would tell the same thing to Verge Osbury or anybody from LSU that called him and said, if Nick, I know you're the head coach at Alabama, but we're thinking about hiring a new coach here. Who would you recommend?
Yeah.
And I think he would say, Lane's the perfect fit. If not Lane, Brom, and Drinkwitz.
Yeah.
So if he would do it when he's leading your program for $11 million, $12 million, $13 million a year, why wouldn't he do it for $41,000 a month?
Yeah, look, I'm not surprised. I mean, he's gonna do this. Like,
coaching's a fraternity. I mean, he's in the coaching fraternity.
I would never be upset with him doing this.
But I mean, look, he also, he owes a lot to LSU. LSU is where his career blew up in a good way.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing he could do that should make you in any way question anything about what he gave to Alabama for 17 years.
No. And this is why he would have never taken the LSU job. I know he doesn't give a shit on what people think, but Can you imagine people upset about this if he would have gone back and taken the LSU job?
Yeah. So people are saying it's a conflict of interest because Alabama's paying him $40,000.
Why are we still paying him if he's going to help other schools?
He's got the skybox. He sits there and watches the games. He's shown on TV every single time they play a home game. Names on the field.
By the way, do you think it helps Alabama that they show him at those games?
I do.
You think it helps with the recruits?
Yeah.
Think it helps Alabama that he's on game day? How many times does he say something? When I was at Alabama, we did this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a walking billboard for Alabama. When people see Nick Saban, they think Alabama. No problem at all. He could actually negotiate the contract for the next coach at LSU, and it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he did so much for Alabama. Did so much for our state, for businesses, for the university.
He still does.
Yeah. So, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. So don't get upset about that stuff. Spotlight time, and it's brought to you by Alexander Shannara. Tyler, do you have the spotlight button ready to get ready for a delicacy? Let me see if I can get. Let me look at the slate.
Look at the slate. If you can just get the market or the city.
Somewhere along the way, my TV schedule got lost this week.
Here, you want this one?
Yeah, let me see. I want to see if I can try to guess Brown.
What a throw.
Can you tell me real quickly, have you eaten here before or not? Is this one of those where you're going to tell me I've tried this one?
And I bet he tried to go to Oregon, but he's like, damn, their food's a little too crunchy.
A little too vegan?
Yeah. I can't do it there.
Just tell me, have you eaten this
I
one?
have, yes.
Okay. I
try to give you places I've eaten.
Yeah, okay. So I think you are going a place you have eaten before. I think you're going to go to somewhere in the Dallas area, Louisville, SMU.
That is incorrect. We've done Dallas. Where do I go? Brown's Taste of the Town. It's the Spotlight.
The College Football Spotlight.
The Shannara Spotlight each day, presented by our guy Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com. Shannara.com. That is where you go. Now, listen, by now, Alexander Shannara is a master in the personal injury trials, but do you know that he also handles bad drug and device claims, storm damage, many other claims? And if you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shannara.com is where you go. $2 billion, more than $2 billion he's recovered to his clients. Shannara.com, Shannara.com. Jim.
Other than in our state and Nashville, which you've already done, I think you're taking us to Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and Georgia Tech, and it's going to be the place where you walk through the kitchen to get to a special dining room.
That was in New Orleans. Oh, no.
Lobster.
Chops.
Lobster House.
Chops Lobster. Yeah, it's a
Mondelli's place.
Mondelli's, yeah. Is he still a member there? Do you know?
He is.
Yeah, that was kind of old school there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Y'all raved about that place.
Cool place.
We are going to Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio,
bus.
where you saw
C-bus.
Chris Stapleton.
I saw King George, George Strait, but Chris Stapleton was also there. Was a fantastic concert. And there is a well-known sandwich shop there called Wario's Beef and Pork. Now, Scott is showing you right across the street from Nationwide Arena where they play the games there. The walk-up window, that was the original Wario's, just a walk-up window right there, and it ended up, they built the arena right across the street. Wario's Beef and Pork. They've got 2 locations in the Columbus area, but this is the main one downtown. It's the OG, the original, where people go.
And just a walk-up window.
Walk-up window right there at that one. I think the other one is a sit-down in another part of town. But, yeah, just a walk-up window. You grab the sandwiches.
That.
I know. So they are primarily known for 3 sandwiches. The steak sandwich there at Wario's, which you can get one of 2 ways. 8-ounce shaved ribeye, house whiz, they call it. That's the cheese. And grilled onions on a semolina seeded roll. Or you can get it Wario's way, where it's the shaved ribeye, the grilled onions, the house whiz, the provolone, and white American cheese. So it's 2 cheeses on the seeded roll. That's if you like steak. If you like, and this was mine, the cold cut, rosemary ham, sopressata, hot copa, picante provolone, house ghiardina, Wario sauce, tomato butter, shaved lettuce, and onions. I went no onions on a seeded roll. That is basically their Italian. Tell me how good that looks. I love an Italian.
Did you hurt
sub.
your hand?
It's large. It's large. I was able to get the whole thing in my mouth, though.
Yeah. So that's you holding your sandwich?
It is not me, no.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I did not send Scott any photos. I couldn't find the photos. And then the chicken cutlet, crispy chicken cutlet broccoli rabe, tomato butter, picante provolone, Wario sauce on the seeded roll. Look at this stack of chicken cutlets in that sandwich. It's a mouthful in and of itself.
Yeah.
Barely get that thing in your mouth.
And that gives me a vibe of the chicken cutlet that used to be at Burger King. Do you remember that? Their chicken sandwich I did back in the 80s, early 90s.
The one that was on the sub roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not like that.
You didn't?
That's sort of the way their chicken.
I can't believe you ordered it.
I'm going to roll the dice and say this one's better.
Oh, well, me too. But the way you pound out that chicken breast and then roll it.
Yeah, but they got 4 in there. Look at that.
Yeah, no,
4.
That's a
chicken
stack.
cutlets.
No,
it is.
I think of the ones you showed me. Go back to the cold cut one. I think I would agree with
Number
you.
2?
Yeah. That's why, until you got mad at me always ordering whatever you ordered, that's why I would always order with you. Of the 3, I think you chose the right one.
Yes, nothing makes me more angry. Yeah,
So
that's the best one. That's the
those
Italian.
are my 3 choices.
They also have
Where does the pork come in?
roasted pork.
Okay.
I don't think Scott's got photos. I only gave him the 3.
Not pictured.
Not pictured. Roasted pork, which is the roasted shoulder, broccoli rabe, picante provolone. They've got a chicken Caesar, grilled chicken with a house Caesar parm, ginger soy glaze, tomato butter, and romaine, and then a veggie, which is falafel, pickled onion, cucumber, greens, tomato butter, and Wario sauce. Yeah.
No, I absolutely would do that.
Oh, this is
That
fantastic.
looks like a great
good.
place.
It's good.
And I would imagine it became, back in the day before that arena was across the street, that's where the workers went and got their sandwiches.
Yeah. Walked up to the window.
Never even heard of this place.
Yeah. Columbus, Ohio, man.
I like it.
Win in Columbus. Eat at Wario's, beef and pork.
Wario. Yeah. Is that a character in?
It is.
Mario, yeah.
Mario?
He's he's the yellow one.
He's
got
the
a
yellow
yellow
one.
hat, and he always goes, "Wow!"
What's he do?
Wow!
That's our spotlight today for the big game, Rutgers and Ohio State this weekend. Can you pull up Ohio?
Big game.
Pull up Ohio State's schedule real quick.
You need a nap? Are you sleepy? What's going on
I
here?
want you to pull it up, and I want you to
Okay.
just tell me the record of the teams they have beaten.
And when they beat them or
No,
currently?
now.
It's going to take me a minute.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pull up. You got the Big Ten standings?
I can get that for you in.
All right. Texas is 7-3, right?
Okay. I'm
Texas
just saying
7-3.
Texas may be their
it's
best.
it is their
Okay,
best.
what's next?
Grambling, Ohio.
Doesn't matter.
We'll skip that. All right. Washington.
Washington currently
I think
is
they're 6-4, aren't they?
7-3.
7-3.
Okay.
So them in Texas. So
Yep.
we're 14-6 there in their big games. Minnesota.
Minnesota is 6-4.
So it's what, 20-10?
Yep.
Illinois.
Let's just do it easy and just best record is 7-3 so far.
Okay, Illinois.
Is 7-3.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is further.
I think they're 3 and
down.
7.
3 and 7, I think. Yeah.
Yep. There they are, 3 and 7.
Pennsylvania State University.
Penn State is
4
down
and
there,
6.
4 and 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Purdue.
That's at the bottom. That's 2 and 9.
Yeah. UCLA.
UCLA higher than you would think, but they're 3 and 7.
Yeah, they've played a lot more 7-3 teams than I would have thought. Honestly, that's 3: Illinois, Washington, and Texas.
And they made them all look pedestrian.
They did 14-7 Texas, 24-6 Washington, and 34-16 at Illinois.
Now Rutgers is next, 5 and 5.
Yep, and then Michigan. That's by far and away the best team they will have played. Well, I shouldn't say by far and away.
It will be 8 and 3.
Yeah, Michigan and Texas are record-wise a lot alike.
After Michigan drops a surprising loss to Maryland, because it's a young team who could get caught looking ahead this weekend.
And is Maryland fired up about the announcement that Mike Loxley's coming back next year? You think it's
Loxley.
I mean, you saw the Luke
Well,
Fickle
you
effect,
did.
though, in that one game.
Yeah, you really did.
Yeah. So you wonder, I mean, do his players go out and play? I don't know.
Interesting. I just, it's a shame. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you that Ohio State is not the best team in the country. It's a shame that we don't get to see them be the best team in the country because they're playing the great game. Since week 1, when we all watch, I still think it's the most watched game of the year
Texas
to date.
game? Yeah.
Texas and Ohio State. I think that's still number 1 in TV ratings this year. Feels like it was 16 million, Brown.
But think, that sounds high,
Seems
but
like
maybe
it's
so.
16-4, it seems like.
But think about this. So you watched all of that game,
Yeah.
Ohio State, Texas. Ohio State at Washington. It was the CBS game. I watched a lot of that because it was the Brown Bandit pick.
30-6.
24-6.
24-6.
It was closer than that score would indicate, but Ohio State was never really in danger.
Yeah, can't beat you if they can't score a touchdown.
Minnesota did not watch one play of that game. Ohio State, Minnesota, not a play.
Watched a little of that one.
42-3. I don't know how much you watched. 42-3.
I had the under, and it ended up going over because.
Wow. Yeah. With 3 points from Minnesota, it went over. At Illinois, I watched a little bit of that game.
Yep.
At Illinois, 34-16. At Wisconsin, not one play. Penn State got me baited in for 2 reasons. Number one, I was fighting to get Fubo TV loaded because that was during the YouTube strike. And that was on Fox. So I was able to watch it on YouTube TV while I was getting the other one set up. But Penn State had it close at the half. Second half, nothing. At Purdue, not one play. UCLA, not one play. They'll play Rutgers Saturday. It's a crap schedule. I don't even know how much of that I'll watch. I'm just saying this is the number one team in the nation, and I just listed 5 or 6 games where I haven't watched one play of them.
Yeah.
And I watch a ton of college football.
Yeah. Fun game to watch in that opening one, Miami at Virginia Tech, ESPN straight out of game day, with James Franklin being part of the broadcast. And
is he really?
Well, not part of the broadcast, but
they'll have him in the booth?
You know they'll interview him. He was on the court last night at the basketball game, leading a cheer and emotional news conference. And I wonder if the Virginia Tech players will rally and make it scary for Miami in their playoff hopes.
I think Virginia Tech's like a 17.5 point dog in this one. I don't know what the Pitt number will be, but it would be very Mario-like to lose one of these 2 games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you heard, I think it was Furman or somebody maybe earlier this week talking about how bad Cristobal's been in cold weather games.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, who did say that?
Yeah. I don't know how cold it'll be this weekend in Blacksburg, though.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh, Thanksgiving weekend, it's going to be in the 30s for the Iron Bowl. Surely Pittsburgh's going to be cold Thanksgiving weekend.
So. Yeah. Hey, New York Butcher Shop, as we wrap up this hour of the show, tell us about New York Butcher, a chance for those smash burgers, but also everything you need for Thanksgiving. A week from today, Jim can have it ready to go for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Turnkey. Nobody has to do the cooking. Jim can handle those turkeys, fresh, smoked, brined. Order yours today. The free-range, all-natural turkeys from Joyce Farms. Not only the turkeys, also the great sides like the cornbread dressing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, the giblet gravy, and homemade cranberry sauce. They've also got fabulous desserts like the pecan pie, apple cobbler, pumpkin pie, peach cobbler. Don't wait until the last minute. Call. Get your dinner celebration planned out today from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. Call Jim and the great staff. Cabo Heights, 205-970-7300. Greystone, 205-703-8825. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. A viewer sent me a message talking about their first trip to Champy's yesterday and how awesome it was down there. I'm trying to find which one that was. I can't find it right now, but he was like, it's a banger, he said. Went in there, it was a banger. It was a fantastic meal. That's what you get at Champy's Chicken. First trip by there for that person, and you can go by there and get the great southern fried chicken, brined overnight, juicy all the way down to the bone. Hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe, tamales, and so much more. Perfect for tailgating with Sterling and the crew, champyschicken.com. A lot to get to this hour, but real quickly, back to that SEC teleconference yesterday. Boring phone calls, but important conversations. As it was happening in real time, Brown was saying, this coach just said this. Almost every SEC coach had a comment about the College Football Playoff Committee and how they apparently are not using the strength of schedule data that they were promised, the SEC was promised they were going to use starting this year. Eli Drinkwitz speaks on behalf of 16 SEC coaches, presidents, and maybe a commissioner about how disappointed they are with how the College Football Playoff Committee are using the metrics of strength of schedule.
We are allowing human bias in a committee to decide who are the participants in a college football playoff. The game is played on the field. We have teams that played against each other, and we don't even count that. They both have the same record. They played against each other, and we don't count that as a factor. The level of inconsistencies that have been created is hard to ignore. And, we were all given the promise there was going to be a strength of schedule metric factored in. That didn't happen. The only way to solve this and make it real is for there to be play-in games and the teams win or lose on the field. I think all of us as coaches, competitors can lay our head on the pillow knowing that it was decided on the field instead of in back room where deals are cut and nobody knows what's being discussed.
Eli Drinkwitz for the automatic bids where you have the play-in games where, Brown, I think your sources always tell you don't think coaches would be in for 6 versus 3, 5 versus 4 winners go to the playoffs. There's another coach saying that he is in for that right now, just decided on the field, have play-in games and all of that.
Yeah, where I agree the most with Eli Drinkwitz there is on the selection committee. I mean, I think he is spot on about this. He's like, we've literally got, and he's referencing obviously Miami and Notre Dame. We've literally had 2 teams, identical records, not terribly different resumes, and they played head-to-head, and we're just completely ignoring that outcome.
Yeah, until we get to a point where they have to take that on. And at that point, have they propped up Notre Dame so much?
Yeah.
Like trying to avoid the conversation altogether.
But devil's advocate, the two losses that Miami has pulled onto their resume looks very different than the two losses that Notre Dame has pulled onto their resume. Notre Dame's lost to Miami, who's 13th, and Texas A&M, who's 3.
That is
correct. But they've lost to Miami. I mean, that's the obvious
But
thing.
who has Miami lost to?
Well, they lost to Louisville and SMU on one play in each of those games. I mean, those aren't bad teams.
Yeah, I mean, Louisville and SMU.
they're both 7-3s.
Until Louisville lost to Clemson, those were battling for the ACC championship game to make the ACC championship game. So, I mean, I agree with what Eli says. And
by the way, Notre Dame's a better team right now. I don't think there's any doubt.
Yeah.
But I cannot imagine if we really get to that point, and I mean, chances are it's not going to come down to one bid. But if Notre Dame was to get in over Miami at 10-2 versus 10-2 with a head-to-head, that's crazy.
As much as people bashed the BCS and it became a piñata, you had the Harris poll, which I think is 144 voters. You had the coaches poll, which I think was 62 at the time. I think you had 7 computers, maybe fewer. I mean, that's a lot of ways that you can, get rid of any bias and any sort of knucklehead voting when you've got that many people voting. And more often than not, it got it right. I mean, way more often than not, the BCS got it right. So I don't understand why we've overthought this thing with a selection committee.
Matt Hayes at USA Today writes that Greg Sankey is being very quiet through this whole process.
Do you think it's too late to go back?
Matt Hayes is writing that Greg Sankey is being very quiet through this whole process, and that should scare the rest of college football.
Yeah, why would it be too late to go back?
Well, I mean, here's the only thing you've done. You've announced the games, obviously.
You're talking about the 9-game conference schedule.
Right. You've announced the games, and a lot of schools have adjusted their out-of-conference to reflect they can only play 3 non-conference games. So you've canceled some pretty good series, but...
Well, this will be an all-hands-on-deck meeting where I think everybody at this point probably would get on board. You remember there were some coaches that wanted 9. Most coaches didn't want 9. But now at this point, if it's not going to benefit the SEC, I would think that 16 would say, hey, whatever we got to do, let's get out of this.
Yeah, and that's what Eli is complaining about, is the whole reason we went to 9 is we were told strength of schedule would play into this whole selection process, and it is not, obviously.
Matt Hayes writes at USA Today that Greg Sankey's being very quiet. It should scare the rest of college football because he has threatened in the past that the SEC would pull out of the college football playoff format and not be a part of it. And Hayes says his sourcing tell him that's not a threat, that is a realistic possibility if they don't get the strength of schedule metric correct.
That the SEC will tell them you do a playoff without us?
Y'all can continue this playoff if you want to. We're out.
I think a lot of people would be like, yes.
My chance to win.
Yeah, but at that point, when you're a national champion of that playoff, it is basically the NIT at
well,
that
because
point.
people have argued before, can you do it or not without Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Like if you ever told Notre Dame you're either in a conference or you're out of our playoff, does it delegitimize your playoff if Notre Dame's not part of it? I will remind everyone that is the team that played for the national championship last year, so it felt like last year's might have been a little delegitimized. You take out an entire power conference and it completely delegitimizes it.
We did a Shannara spotlight a few moments ago. Alexander Shannara trial attorneys bringing you a conversation we're about to have here about something that's happening this holiday season. Tell us first, Brownie, about Alexander Shannara.
Yeah, Alexander Shannara trial attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Birmingham born, Birmingham bred, and he's a guy that wants to take care of his community. He's done just that. They now have just a fleet of attorneys. They're more than 150, a ton of local employees. He is a Birmingham guy, and he has recovered more than $2 billion for his clients. That's $2 billion with a B. And he's done that by sticking to what got him to where he was. He's never forgotten his roots in Birmingham, and he's always taken care of this community. Shannara.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with our guy Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys, Shannara.com.
And we have really gotten to enjoy getting to know Alexander Shannara and a lot of his associates, a lot of his inner circle over the last year. And coming up in a mere 4 days, the 4th annual Turkey Drive, where they're giving away 1,000 free turkeys. Event and marketing coordinator for Alexander Shannara, Maggie Mills Rhodes. Rose joins us in studio. Maggie, always great to see you. We appreciate you dropping by.
Good to see y'all. Thanks for having me.
So where are the 1,000 birds right now?
They are on a truck right now. So we will get those Sunday night, and then they'll be ready to go on Monday.
Okay, so how does it work? Show up. Where exactly is it going to be? Is it going to be in front of y'all's office?
Yes, so it's at our headquarters at 2201 4th Avenue North, Birmingham, Alabama. You will just drive up. There will be security and police officers directing you, but it's a drive-through. So there'll be 4 stations for you to kind of go through, and you'll get set at one of those 4 stations, and you'll get a turkey handed to you, and you may even get to talk and meet Alex.
Do you have to pre-register or anything?
It's completely free, so just show up. We do have people that start showing up early, but we don't hand out that first turkey until 3 p.m. But, I mean, there's a line that starts, so I would suggest getting there early.
Can anybody get it? Like, can you pull up in a Bentley and get a turkey?
Sure, yes. I mean, Alex wants to give back to everyone, so you come. We do have some people that walk.
Yes,
So
it'd be a bit tacky. I mean, Maggie, you've known Lance a little while. Lance always likes to find that loophole, right?
I was just asking.
Yes.
Is that code that you're driving a Bentley these days?
No. It's not a cooked turkey. You still got to cook this thing, Lance. You should know. One per vehicle, though. That we should point that out.
Yes, 1 turkey per vehicle, and we do have some people that walk to come and get a turkey. So I mean, we are not going to turn you away unless we run out. We want everyone to have a turkey this season.
Yeah, that is fantastic. All right, so Alexander Shinara doing this. Is it on the website too? Can people go to Shinara.com?
It's on our social media at Asta Law Firm, so it's all posted there.
Yeah, so check it out on social media. 1 turkey per car, 1,000 free turkeys starting at 3 o'clock, and this is something Alexander has done for quite a while. We always talk about on the show how he's a Birmingham guy, so he gives back to the community. That's just one small aspect of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is number 4, right? This is the 4th year
This is
you've
the
done
4th
it?
annual, yes. So next year will be even bigger. We're excited.
You guys do a lot for the community. Is there another thing? I mean, you've been there how long now?
Over 3 years.
Over 3 years.
Yes.
Give me another event you enjoy doing with the community.
Yeah, so this past Halloween, we did a Halloween trunk or treat for the kids in the community, and it was a great turnout. We had over 500 kids. We even had some adults that came.
Does Alex dress up?
He did. He dressed up this year, I think, as Harry Potter. I'm not familiar with that movie, but he was.
Yeah. He does have his glasses. He does have his glasses.
Yeah, so he wore those. But Alex is just always asking me how he can give back to the community, and he's always wanting to do more. So next year, we're really looking at doing more for the community around us.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's such an influence. I don't know if you knew this. I dressed up as Alex for Halloween this year.
I did not. I haven't seen that picture.
You saw it. You saw it. Smear, you saw it, didn't it? Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are going to have to show me.
I've got one. Hang on. Yeah, y'all reset the turkey thing. I'll pull up the photos.
Yeah, again, the 4th annual turkey drive-through is coming up right in front of their headquarters. It's this Monday. Again, the time's from 3 to 6. You just get in line, 1 turkey per vehicle. If you want to walk up, grab the turkey, you can do it. Alexander Shinara will be down there meeting and greeting, and it's just a great event for all of Birmingham.
I love that.
And Brown told you that you were going to pick the game, so let's start with Missouri and Oklahoma this week. What do you think the key to the victory for that one is?
Maggie.
I'm kidding.
Auburn Mercer. Give her one. She can. That's right. A fastball down the middle. Auburn Mercer.
Auburn.
Okay.
No,
Auburn
who do you want? You're an Auburn girl. Who do you want as your next head coach?
I believe it was the Tulane coach.
That's our guy. Jon Sumrall.
Everybody jumping on board now.
I've been told that's who I want to go. I want to root for. So
I've been told. I've been told that's who I want.
Should be noted that we're thinking about planning a fall wedding at one point. That's how big you're into football.
Yeah. And I was told, that can't happen. Fall weddings are not for us.
Yeah,
at least.
See, starting early, I see.
Yeah.
You'll notice on Maggie's left hand, the light. I'm sure people watching at home, they're like, "My gosh."
Is he an Auburn guy too?
What?
Is he an Auburn guy?
No, he's a huge Alabama fan. So
Mixed marriage.
they're an Alabama family. So
Yeah.
I root for them when I'm with them and I go to the games with them. But when it's Auburn, Alabama, they know that I'm an Auburn girl through and through.
Okay.
So.
The old mixed marriage.
Means you get left at home, right?
Yeah. Probably.
All right, so reset it again. So for everybody that wants to participate, absolutely free turkey.
Yes, it's free. You don't have to register or anything. Just show up. Just show up in your car. Or if you don't have a car, you're more than welcome to walk. We will not turn you away.
Yeah, and we'll promote it again tomorrow and Monday for you guys. But that is 3 to 6. right in front of their headquarters, which is 2201 4th Avenue North in Birmingham.
Always good to follow Alexander Shannara on all the social media platforms so you can stay up to date with things like this turkey or the trunk or treat and everything else he does for the community. And, of course, if you ever need a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Shannara.com. Yeah. Don't pay a dime unless you don't pay a dime for this turkey, and you don't pay a dime unless they win your case.
You get hit by a bus.
That's right.
That's the man you want on your
side. That's the guy.
Yeah, and I must say that I occasionally drop his name. A friend of mine called. I was in the middle of a round of golf one time, and she called and said, this just happened to me. And I don't even know if Alex does this kind of law, but it was about to be something that was going to happen that could have hurt this person's name and the business that they do. And I was like, well, you tell them right now that you've got a friend who's good friends with Alexander Shannara. That'll scare them. That'll shut them up like that right there. So I drop that name occasionally, 100%. All right. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you all
Good
for
to see
having
you.
me. Good to see you.
As always.
Maggie with Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys and the 1,000 turkey giveaway happening Monday. And no need to register or anything. Just show up there 3 o'clock for the first turkey, but get there early to get in line. Back to Alabama football after LT tells us about our friends at Hemp Hill.
Hemp Hill Services, trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954. For all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090 for more information. You can always go online. Go to hemphillservices.com.
So Ryan Grubb is Alabama's offensive coordinator, and Ty Simpson, if you look where his play was at one point during the 4 straight wins against ranked opponents and where they've been the LSU game since the bye, the LSU game and the Oklahoma game, you would say that Ty, his accuracy and things not the same, right?
Not the same, yeah. I think he has come back to earth a little bit. I think if you're an Alabama fan, I think overall you got to be concerned about the offense. I think the defense has been the calling card.
Yeah, but for Ty, you can say maybe it's some drops. Maybe it's the protection, this or that. Maybe you're trying to do too much. Here's Ryan Grubb talking about his message to Ty Simpson for these final 2 regular season games and whatever comes after that.
What's your message to Ty Simpson about the fumbles and maybe how to kind of avoid those moving forward?
Yeah, same as normal. A couple of them that came up there is obviously, for Ty, take care of the ball in the back end of the pocket, two-handed monster. And, the message all week that Ty, knows and is frustrated about was got to get the ball out of his hand. And then understanding when your back gets chewed up in protection, what's going on with the route concept and where to put the ball. And Ty knows that. He's beating himself up more than anybody.
Since the Missouri game, and I'm just going to say this, I'm not reporting that this is the case. Haven't been told by anybody at Alabama this is the case. There are a lot of people wondering if he's got a lingering injury since that Missouri game. There was and I'm not going to remember the exact details of this play, but there was a particular play where he kind of got slammed down on his back. You remember that?
I thought it was where he had fumbled the ball, was getting it back, and he had his leg sort of rolled up on, and it was tweaked a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So back or leg, one of the two.
Well, I know. Not necessarily a leg injury, but he was rolled up. It was a quirky fall to the ground that could have very easily been a back issue.
Yeah, and I think he got up a little slow, and but he finished that game, played played well against Memphis. But
I think he actually came out for a play, maybe in that game. Did he?
I can't remember. Since that game. Back-to-back weeks, Vandy in Missouri, he was 74% completion percentage. But since that game, Tennessee, good defense or not?
Reputation is no, but not bad.
Yeah. Okay. 65%, 253, 2 touchdowns. At South Carolina, the pass rush was an issue for Alabama that day.
Yeah.
55%, 253, same yards he had against Tennessee, 2 touchdowns. LSU, we know that's a good defense, LSU, 60%, 277, 1 touchdown. And Oklahoma, which is a tremendous defense, 66%, 326 passing and a touchdown, but that 1 pick 6, which was a pretty key part of the game. But if you go deeper than just the numbers, we mentioned it, like the play to Jeremy Bernard. Wide open Jeremy Bernard, as open as you're going to get against Oklahoma. Nowhere close. There have been more of those passes, Lance, where you're like, boy, that was way off target right there.
Yeah, hey, silver lining might be for Alabama fans, Ty Simpson coming back next year. Like, I don't know where you guys are on this, and I still think if the draft was tomorrow, he's probably gone.
I saw him top 10 in the latest ESPN mock. I can't remember. Matt Miller was the guy that did it. Matt Miller.
I did hear Mel Kiper talking about this year's draft or crop of quarterbacks, and he believes Ty Simpson should come back for another year.
Matt Miller had Mendoza first. Yeah, among quarterbacks. Dante Moore second and Ty Simpson third.
That's probably the way it is right now. You wonder about Sellers just based on potential where he's going to be. But if you're not guaranteed a first-round grade, if you are, I think he's got to come out.
Yeah. But if he came back and played the way he was playing, you could be the first overall pick, and that's a big difference in money.
Absolutely. Now, I guess another thing to look at is this quarterback crop might not be as good as next year's quarterback crop.
Yeah, I mean, it's the gamble you take. There's no doubt. But I don't think by any stretch. I know you're not saying, Jim, that he is broken. He's not broken. Far from it. But
in fact, the next thing here is oftentimes, like when you see a kicker maybe yell at a long snapper or a holder yell at a kicker or whatever happens there, there's three people that are making a kick happen. Well, in football, the quarterback often, relies on receivers catching, but also your O-line protecting. Here's Ryan Grubb on where he thinks Alabama's offensive line is right now, both in run and pass protection and the running game. Ryan Grubb, the OC, on how he grades out Alabama's offensive line.
What is your evaluation of the offensive line after watching the tape?
You know what? I thought they played well, honestly. I thought that the last 2 weeks they've been building. It's been a little bit of a slow build. I thought Wilkin played outstanding. We challenged him. Me personally, I put Wilkin, on a spot playing right guard that has not been something he's done over his career, and he played really well. I thought, after you watch the film, the interior of the pocket was as good as I've seen all year. Like, countless times you saw Ty climbing the pocket and able to rip a ball over the middle, and I thought Wilk was a big part of that. So, the stability that they've brought, and then really, the run game part has a really good run defense. And honestly, what we did up front and how we executed was as good as we've done. I know it doesn't feel like that with 80 yards, but the reality is we've been, for the last month or better, it's tough to say, but we've averaged, between 7 and 9 negative yards runs per game. And on Saturday night, we had 2. And they were gains of 0, so technically they weren't negative. And both of those runs, I'll just say it, we just missed them. We had big holes that we just didn't friggin' hit, and it sucks, because the O-line worked their tails off. And that's a part that I know they see that. I know that our guys see that on film. So I thought the O-line played well. I know 4 sacks isn't, very sexy, but, that was a good front and a defense that plays well and could have got the ball a little quicker a couple times. But I thought they picked up some really good pressures and gave us a chance.
And for those that didn't notice, I sent it out on socials. They moved Formby, as he said, to right tackle from right tackle to right guard, and Michael Carroll, the freshman, was out there. Now it was a little leaky around the tackle position.
Carroll got run past one time on a big sack.
Yeah, the one that at the end of the game, 44 got past him easily and fumbled the football. But Formby moving to the guard position, where he's been part of the changing of swinging door out at right tackle for a couple of years now. He looked really good at right guard, where they have tried Vandermark and Roberts, for the last couple of years. I like Formby at center. At guard. If they can just get right tackle down, you may have found something here at the end of the year here. So we'll see what that looks like when they play at Jordan-Hare after Eastern Illinois this weekend.
I do, and I don't know, Lance, who I guess I could go back and look at the 2 carries that were stopped for 0, and you would know who missed the hole on those 2 carries. But I do wonder if that's just kind of something. I think Daniel Hill's the better of the 2 running backs. And I used to say, well, Daniel Hill obviously can't pass pro, and that's what's going to keep him from being the running back. Well, Jam Miller wasn't exceptional at a Saturday either. So, if that's anywhere close to even, Hill looks like the better running back to me. But I do wonder if maybe some growing pains, maybe he missed a couple holes that Jam Miller wouldn't have missed.
Yeah, they've given up 20 sacks in 10 games. It's not awful.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you can live with 2 a game.
It hurts when you're also fumbling it. When
Yeah,
you get sacked.
yeah.
Well, and your special teams is giving up punt returns and missing field goals.
The sack fumble is what you really want to stay out of.
Yeah.
By the way, the Manley Award, do you know what that goes to?
The Manley Award, I have no idea.
The best Hawaiian player.
Manley Award is for the nation's best long snapper. Do you think when that semifinal list of 7 people came out, do you think Connor Talty quickly looked at that list to see if his long snapper David Bird was on that list, which would have made him look even worse after his explosion at his long snapper? David Bird not on the list.
Okay, he's not on the list?
Not on the list.
I thought you were going to tell me Talty was looking at it for transfer portal.
But they did.
Talty is also not going to be on that list for the Groza.
Yeah, he did not get my Groza vote.
Talty did?
He did not.
Who'd you go with? Do you remember?
I do not remember.
Short pant Oklahoma kicker?
It is still in my inbox to vote.
Yeah, I would go with short pant Oklahoma. What did Harp call him yesterday?
Hoochie pants.
Hoochie
shorts.
Hoochie shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I'd go with. That kid can kick, man.
Caden Proctor is a finalist, one of 7 for the Outland Trophy. The Outland won 6 times by Alabama players. Do you know the first one to win the Outland? From Alabama?
That goes to best
interior lineman, offensive or defensive. First one to win it for Alabama.
I don't know.
Didn't happen until 1999. I think Tracy Rocker had won it for Auburn back in the 90s. 1999, maybe the 80s. 1999, Chris Samuels. First to win it for Alabama.
He was dang good.
Hey, we laugh about Tate Sandell and the short shorts. But, I mean, that kid is 21 of 22 with a long of 55.
And he makes bombs. He doesn't do anything but make bombs.
He is 7 for 7 on 50-plus this year.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm just saying, as bad as their offense is, like special teams and defense, if they're in a one-possession game, you trust that guy from anywhere.
No doubt.
And he's on a roll because when I became familiar with his short shorts was the Tennessee road game.
Yeah, when he made like a ton of 50-yarders.
I think it was 2 or 3 50-yarders, right, in that game?
I think it was 3.
And then he just did it once or twice again this past weekend. So he's on quite a roll right now.
Yeah.
Alabama, Indiana, we told you yesterday, Alabama, Oregon at Autzen. Oregon's a 3.5-point favorite. That's basically home field advantage. Neutral site, Alabama, Indiana. If they were able to beat Oregon and then play Indiana.
If they beat Oregon, then they're going to be favored, even in Bloomington. I think Alabama narrow, probably 1.5.
Alabama a 1-point favorite at a neutral site against Indiana in that second round game if they met in the playoffs.
That's why I don't think the Oregon number's right. So, like, if Oregon played at Indiana's already beaten Oregon in Autzen. Indiana's going to be favored against Oregon. Indiana's going to be 1 or 2 at home against Oregon. I think Alabama would be a pick at Oregon right now.
Yeah, those would be neutral sites, the second round games here. So at Oregon, with Alabama having to try actual true road game, I guess it's home field advantage. That 3.5 is basically a pick 'em with the home field.
Yeah,
right?
I still think that number would not be that big.
Yeah. Just interesting there on how Alabama matches up. A lot of folks, like Nick Saban says, if you want to do the best rating system, you let Vegas do the rating system. A little breaking news, Brandy. What do you have?
Our guy Justin Hokanson, he was on the show Tuesday, kind of hinted at this, but he is now flat out reporting it. Hoke with On3 reporting that Deuce Knight will get the start for Auburn Saturday against Mercer. DJ Durkin has said both will play, but Hoke now reporting that Deuce Knight is actually going to be the one that starts. So a lot of Auburn fans have wanted to see Deuce Knight approach it as the starter. It appears you're going to get to see that Saturday against Mercer.
Hoke was there at practice and then joined us when he was going first in the drills. But who was it from War Report that actually asked the question of DJ Durkin before they even practiced? Can you get Forrester's microphone? It was Michael.
It was Mike Gittins.
Mike Gittins. Okay. So Mike might have had a little heads up early.
Yeah. Well, Mike may have talked to Deuce.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
So I guess credit Mike Gittins. He asked the question. Hoke is now reporting it.
And then Hoke saw it, and now he's reporting that it's going to be Deuce to start the game off against Mercer. Ed Jordan here this week. Both Alabama and Auburn going at 1 o'clock on SEC Network Plus. When we come back, we will get to Trash Today. Show being brought to you by the great folks at Gutter Cap. A chance to cap that gutter clean it out one last time.
Yeah, Chris Stewart, his crew, they will come out, clean the gutters one last time. You'll never have to clean them again. Gutter Cap's patent aluminum cover system fits over most existing gutters. It will keep all the debris out, only allowing rainwater in. Cap it, don't snap it. Last thing you want to do is the dirty, dangerous job that is cleaning gutters. You don't want to get on the roof, you slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kid. kids. Cap it, don't snap it. 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This hour of the Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
We talked in the middle of our Kiffin discussion earlier, we talked about how Sark responded to reports of people insinuating the possibility of him leaving for another job, including the NFL. I'm not going anywhere. He's very upfront about that. The one thing he's doing now that is starting to bother me is the way he's handling some of these answers. Not that one. That was fine, telling people you're going to stay. What you're about to hear is what is starting to get on my nerves with Sark at Texas. It's brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100, the number I called back in 2003. Got the procedure done back then. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. If you wear glasses or contacts, you're wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell the Next Round sent you. For more information, you can always go online, michelsonlaservision.com.
Texas started number 1, first time ever in the AP poll preseason. They immediately lost on the road at Ohio State. They've lost at Florida, and they've lost now on the road at Georgia. All 3 road games, all 3 of them, well, 2 of them to pretty good teams, and then Florida. Here is Steve Sarkisian getting asked about underachieving.
Steve, what would you say the main reasons are this team is underachieved?
According to who?
Well, when you're preseason number 1, I think most people would agree 3 losses is not achieving what you are capable of.
I mean, I guess that's into who voted us number 1, okay? What I think is that this team has competed their tail off. They've been faced with a lot of different adversity and injuries, and a lot of stuff has come across this team's plate. And I'm very, very proud of them with their resiliency. You know, at the end of the day, at the University of Texas, we're held to a very high standard. And the standard is to compete for championships year in and year out. And we're going to play the best teams in the country. We're going to schedule the best teams in the country. But by the end of the season, we'll play, of our 12 regular season opponents, 5 of those teams will be top 10 teams when we played them, so nearly half our schedule. And we have an opportunity at the end of the regular season to do something that nobody's done since 2019, and that's beat 3 top 10 ranked teams in the regular season. The last team to do that was LSU with Joe Burrow. So have we been faced with a pretty difficult schedule? Have we been faced with high expectations? Sure, but that's why we came here. So we'll be okay.
So other than the first part, I like everything, but that very first part, according to who?
Yeah.
According to who? And hats off to the reporter. You started off preseason number 1.
It's hard to say you didn't have expectations.
And where is he getting paid right now? Yeah, he's top 2, 3, 4 highest paid coaches in college football.
To be in the playoffs. You're getting paid to be in the playoffs.
That's it. And from where you were last year in the playoffs to where you're not going to be this year, like it seems like there's some regression there. So I think it's a fair question. You lost to Florida.
Yep.
You lost to Florida, and you got dominated in Athens.
That's the one. The Florida loss is the one that is. It's not. I mean, nothing is unforgivable, but that is the one that you're like, okay, there's no way we should lose this game. We shouldn't lose that game.
But I guess it had to play out just based on the fact that they were surviving against Kentucky and Mississippi State.
Yeah, I mean, you almost doubled down on the Florida loss and lost to Kentucky or State.
I mean, look, I thought they were rounding into shape, though, with the way they played against Vanderbilt, although Vanderbilt came back in that fourth quarter. I mean, I guess we need to face the reality. Texas is a good team. It's not a great team, and they should be better than they are right now. And everybody goes through adversity and injuries. Everybody.
I've always thought you've been a little too tough on Sark. I really have over the years. But, I mean, this year it's kind of hard to argue some of the criticisms you've lobbed his way. And I think your overall assessment of Sark is an excellent play caller.
Excellent play caller.
A bit over his head as a head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, like we just said, if you just start off by saying, man, this team's faced a lot this year, including a tough schedule, and we haven't won them all. You just go into everything you said there after the first. He's not doing himself any favor public relation wise with the old, according to who?
Yeah.
Hey, 7-5 is not out of the question yet.
This weekend and then A&M.
Yeah.
Where's that? Is the Arkansas? Somebody stole my
TV
sheet.
It's in Austin.
It's in Austin.
But I'm just saying, coming
that's
off,
going to be. No, I'm fine.
They were so lackadaisical in that fourth quarter.
Thank you, Lance.
And now, if those players believe what they're hearing, that they have no shot at the postseason, you just wonder how different the energy is. Like,
well,
I give them a ton of credit because coming off Kentucky, Mississippi State, the energy for Vanderbilt to start was incredible. I mean, they came out like they were the number 1 team in the nation. I just wonder if they can have that coming off the Georgia loss. And if they don't, Arkansas is good enough, and you were the one that said it in the offseason, they're going to beat somebody they should, and they haven't done that yet.
They haven't done it, and Tulane Green is good enough to do that. Would you, if you had to seesaw, electric environment, sleepy environment for that game?
Sleepier compared to what it usually is.
Yeah.
But if I just go locker room, game means a lot more to the Arkansas folks than it does the Texas folks.
100%.
Arkansas folks consider Texas one of their biggest rivals of all time.
Yeah, and Texas says Oklahoma and A&M are easily in front of you, if not others.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting watch. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I would say motivation-wise, this is a tough one for Steve Sarkisian. You got a team that has just been eliminated by almost all rights, eliminated from the playoffs. I mean, there is a incredibly narrow path that could get them back in. I mean, the fans have got to be disappointed because they had the same expectations that the number one voters did that Steve Sarkisian wanted to dismiss there.
You guys will give me if they lose this game on Saturday. Again, they're 9.5-point favorites, but Arkansas's played every SEC team within 9. But if they were to lose this game, going into A&M, I know it's a big rivalry game, but you got 4 losses at that point. A&M is already locked into the SEC championship game or locked into the college football playoff. Like, I just don't know what the motivation for Texas at that point is.
You can't even be a spoiler at that point. You're not knocking them out of the playoffs.
And if he's this sensitive right now at 7-3, he goes 7-5, and the questions that are going to get lobbed at him.
Tyler, cut 10 before we get to trash. Texas A&M, remember 35-0 run, 28-0 run when they trail at halftime. One of those was Brian Kelly getting fired. Shane Beamer didn't get fired, but they blew a 27-point lead at halftime. And then he was asked the day after the college football selection show about where South Carolina is, underachieving to some. It's even a little worse, I think, than LT and I thought it was going to be this year for South Carolina. Here's Shane Beamer.
We're all sick, and we don't want to feel this feeling again. And I realized that 1 year ago, Rick, we were sitting here tonight getting ready to play Wofford, and we're all dialed into the playoff rankings to see where we're ranked, and we're not there right now, but I do know next year at this time we're going to be sitting here next year on this Tuesday night watching the playoff rankings to see where we are in the rankings show, and we're going to be firmly in the mix for a college football playoff berth next year at this time. And we're all sick about this feeling, but we're not going to go through this thing again, and we're going to go finish this season out the right way, send these guys out the right way, and then the minute that thing hits zero on the clock after the Thanksgiving Day game or Thanksgiving weekend game, we're full speed ahead on 2026.
I know you don't like the 100% guarantees. I can guarantee you that Shane Beamer will never take South Carolina to a college football playoff.
He was really close last year, Lance. If you'd have made that statement 2 or 3 years ago, you'd have had to sweat it out last year. I kind of agree with you.
Yeah,
it does feel like that window closed this year. Like when you're starting to guarantee me, I guarantee you, Rick.
Yeah.
This time next year, we'll be watching. We'll be firmly in the mix.
Well,
he's getting touchy when people are starting to ask about Lenore Sellers, where he'll be playing football next year.
What do you call it? Horse poop or whatever it was.
I mean, if I'm Sellers, I'm probably taking off, and I've got to go. Like, I don't know, maybe Arch's stock. I don't know who else's stock is taking more of a hit
if I'm
this
Sellers,
year.
I want to see who my offensive coordinator is. They fired Mike Shula. They've got an interim guy calling plays right now. So that's going to be Beamer's next challenge, is go out and find a good offensive coordinator for Lenore Sellers if you still have him.
That's right.
If I'm Sellers, I go to Oregon. I go play for Will Stein.
You got Nick Harbor.
I don't know if they want him, but
you have Nick Harbor right now.
You got Nick Harbor right now, but I mean, Sellers and Harbor should have been so much more productive than they've been able to be this year.
Yeah. All right, trash brought to you today in part by our friends at the Pants Store. If you're looking for great holiday gifts, how about the Pants Store? Locations in Birmingham and Huntsville, Tuscaloosa and Auburn, but also online at pantstore.com. For Bama and Auburn polos and hats and quarter zips and name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle or Roll Tide like the Pants Store. They've got all the best dresses and rompers and boots and New Balance shoes and platform shoes. They've got it all right there with free alterations and free gift wrapping, and not just at Alabama and Auburn gear. It's more than that at the Pants Store. It's one of the coolest places you can shop, especially if you have a teen or 20-something in your house and you're trying to help Santa out. Pantstore.com. Pantstore.com will help you out. Let's do trash, Tyler. Did you hurt your hand?
It's large. I was able to get the whole thing in my mouth, though.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
This is a very quick turnaround. That was last hour.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends from Bud Light. We go from that liquid to this. What is the most you guys would pay for a cup of coffee?
I mean, I can't tell you the last time I have bought one, so apparently my threshold is 0.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I don't buy coffee.
I would probably pay for just
the best coffee you've had, by the way. Best coffee you've had.
It's hard to tell. I mean, Forrester makes a mean cup.
No, I'm saying for the best coffee you've had, what would you be willing to pay? If I could say, here's the best coffee you've ever had.
If it's the best cup of coffee I ever had, and it's either in the morning or in a cold situation where a post dessert, I'd pay $10 for a cup of coffee.
That's reasonable.
Selling
if
for
I get
nearly
refills, if I get free refills
on that.
$1,000 a cup. A cafe in Dubai offering the world's most expensive coffee, brewed from a Panamanian. Beans sold at a premium price. Now, the wealthy
added beans
is known for his extravagant ventures, including the enormous mall with the indoor ski area, the world's tallest building, an artificial island dotted with 5-star hotels. Now, according to the co-founder of the Julith Cafe, Serkan Sagas, quote, "The wait is finally over. The world's most celebrated and highest graded coffee of all time has arrived." Now located in the industrial neighborhood that has become a hotspot for coffee lovers, Julith plans to serve around 400 cups of the precious beverage starting this Saturday. They said for a price tag. What is their currency over there?
Zubik.
The dirhams?
Dirhams.
3,600 dirhams or $980. The brew offers an experience of a floral and fruity flavor reminiscent of tea. Just buy some damn tea for nothing.
Yeah, really, for nothing.
Can you go back to the other picture, the first picture? Is that really him? Is that really the coffee?
Yes.
Why do you ask?
Forrester, the other coffee drinker. Can you pull it out a little bit further so I can see the bottom of the pot he's pouring into? Forrester, that looks a little weak, doesn't it?
It's a little transparent. There, yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you. I'm sorry, Lance. Let me ask you real quick, Scott. You love coffee.
I do.
Would you say something like this? Like, boy, I'd love to try that. I'm gonna pay $1,000, but man, I'd love to try that.
I'd love to try it for free.
Yeah, if somebody gave it to you for free.
I'd like to try it for free.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
I hate the taste of coffee. I can't imagine that the best coffee in the world is going to taste good to me.
It sounds like this will not taste like coffee to me.
So
it sounds like tea.
Julith Cafe bought its beans at an auction in Panama after a tough battle that lasted many hours and drew hundreds of bids. It claimed to have paid the highest price ever for coffee. 20 kilograms of the beans went for around $600,000.
Is it laced with cocaine?
Let me ask you, is this coffee a witch's coven too, Tyler? Do you know? You did the story.
I was not able to confirm.
This has to be better than their coffee.
Oh, this is a Lilith 100%.
I think if you're a witch, you're not allowed to open up a business in Dubai.
Oh, okay. That is probably a good law in Dubai.
You know, it's amazing. Everybody talks about all of the pleasures we've got here in the United States. We've got some great ones. But we go from that to this. A hotel in China is sparking a little discourse after offering a special morning service where guests can pay extra to get woken up by lion cubs. Now, the Happy Countryside Resort in China going viral on the Chinese social media platforms after the hotel posted a video showing one of its employees waking up guests with a lion cub. In the video, the staff member guides the cub into the hotel room where a child at the resort picks up the animal and plays with it. There were only 20 of these slots available per day, and guests were instructed to call the front desk in advance to book their time with the Cubs. According to reports, handlers were on site to make sure the Cubs and guests were safe, with slots being limited to 7 minutes each.
That's got to be AI, that one. There's no way that's a legit lion.
You don't think it's waving to you?
They're waving at me. It's got to be an AI, Tyler.
No,
there's no way that's legit.
You haven't seen cats do that, where they'll spread their claws out and look like they're waving at you?
I don't spend a lot of time around cats. I'm not a cat person.
I didn't see the cost on this. I know it's got cost on here for the another hotel did a wake up with red pandas. That was between $280 and $450. Another one did different breeds of dogs for $70. Did you see a price point on this one?
They did not have a price point on this.
Yeah, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
That's probably true.
Probably a lot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, cut to the underbelly of the zoo where the mother of this cub is chained at 4 different posts and is crying with "arr, arr," while they take the baby cub away from her.
Tiger King taught us that there's no money in adult lions and tigers. You get rid of them before they get to that point.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, somebody's got to birth these cubs, though.
And when the arm got taken off, what did he say? I'm never going to recover from this financially.
Yeah, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
And then she shows back up with a knob.
I know.
Okay, another animal. 11-year-old boy was chased into a Family Dollar in Markleysburg, Pennsylvania by a black bear who leapt over the counter.
Oh, my God.
Now, the animal charged through the front entrance, sending the boy and the cashier running for cover. Store video captured the moment the bear jumped over the front counter. Now, the boy, Cole Fraze, said he and his dad had stopped at the store when he walked outside to check on him, but that's when he saw the bear watching him. Said he expected it to turn and run away, and instead it started running towards him. Fraze explained that he sprinted into the store with the bear only a short distance behind him, ran through aisles looking for safety before reaching the cashier.
Cole, if you'll please face the setting sun for your interview.
The two climbed onto the counter to get a better view as the bear walked towards the back of the store. When it shifted direction, they ran outside and got into a car. Security footage shared by CBS shows the bear returning to the front of the store moments later, jumping over the counter. Animal stayed inside for about 10 minutes before leaving through the entrance.
That is scary.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you think it's going to go the other way and it starts chasing you.
Yeah, I know. And climbs over the counter. Like your initial thing, get behind the counter. No, that bear's going to go right over the counter.
They did say, the Pennsylvania Game Commission said these bears were actively searching for food, which could have included this kid, right?
Yeah, at some point, he looks like a little, what was that expression, a little beaver.
Another example that AI is going to be the decay and the destruction of our society.
It's going to end us.
AI-powered chatbots and children's toys have reportedly been advising kids on how to deal with matches, where to find knives, and where to find prescription pills.
What are we doing?
Artificial intelligence has started to play a larger role in everyday life for a lot of people. AI-powered robots are used in certain manufacturing sectors. Chatbots like ChatGPT and Grok being used for fact-checking. We've even seen doctors complete complex surgeries from the other side of the world with robot help. But now it's becoming part of kids' toys. Now, the online live program's Trouble in Toyland 2025 report. This used to be on choking hazards. Now it's focused on toys with AI chatbots, which they found would instruct testers on how to make a fire, where to find knives, and even get their hands on medicine pills. Now, speaking to Futurism, the online live program noted that toys would shut down inappropriate questions during short play sessions, but when extended beyond 10 minutes, they would become more open. Here was one example. Quote, "Let me tell you, safety first, little buddy. Here's how they do it." Adding that they would give steps to lighting a match in a kid-friendly tone or voice. This was also in addition to telling them where they could find knives and pills. This is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah. Finding knives and pills sounds like a problem.
I'm going to need you to go into your mom and dad's bathroom and slide open the mirror. And then anything that's in these little bottles.
That is old school. I'd forgotten about the mirror that used to slide up, but that's old school, isn't it?
Couldn't stand those. Yeah. They never slid as smoothly as they should.
Yeah, it would always shake and the pill bottles would fall. Yeah.
That is Trash Today, and the final hour of our show brought to you by our friends at Champy's, world famous fried chicken. If Tyler was there today, if we could transport him there right now, he would get some hand-cut chicken fingers, those big chicken fingers. He'd get the unbelievable baked beans they have there. And he loves him a little potato salad as well. Mississippi Delta recipe tamale, the bone-in chicken, brined overnight, cooked to order. All great tailgates, but don't forget the in-house made desserts and the great happy hour scene at the cozy environment that is Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. And they'll handle your birthday parties, wedding receptions, or an office meeting. They'll cater for you as well. Champy'sChicken.com, Highway 119. Say hi to Sterling today. Baseball, 3-year media rights deal signed. And NBC is the main network now. ESPN is still part of it. And so too is Netflix. But NBC is getting Sunday night baseball. They're going to put the big game of the week every Sunday night now on NBC instead of ESPN.
Yeah, I remember when NBC, Joe Garaggioli and Vince Scully, when they would do, was it a Friday night game or a Saturday morning game? But it was back before we could consume all these other teams outside of the Braves and and the Mets, at least where I was. And I just thought it was always cool that NBC had that game. But
Game of the week used to be on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And that was, I thought Vin Scully just did the best game in the country. And later on, I found out he was actually the Dodgers announcer. I was like, I did not know that. I thought Vin had the best. Well, I mean, being the Dodgers announcer was a great job, but I thought he just went around and did whatever the best baseball game.
And there has been prime time network games in the past on a regular basis. They actually used to do Monday Night Baseball. Monday Night Football was so successful, they used to do Monday Night Baseball. Keith Jackson, even Howard Cosell was part of the broadcast at different times. But NBC is now Sunday Night Baseball, made popular by ESPN. So the biggest game of the week, like their NFL package, will continue with that programming through baseball season now.
It's interesting. I'll be but you said ESPN's keeping some games too as part of
They are,
Good.
yep.
It's good for Buster. I was,
And
I didn't know.
Netflix will actually broadcast the Home Run Derby now.
Oh, really?
I think they did that this year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I can't remember, but
Yeah.
remember ESPN was about to be out of the
Right.
baseball broadcast business, 3-year deal. They're back in. I don't know if Fox is keeping it or not. I couldn't tell from the story if Fox is keeping it or if it's all moving to NBC.
So it would
now.
sound like the World Series is now on NBC. Is what you're
Sounds
telling
like
me.
it to me right now. All right, that's it for the show today. We're back with you tomorrow. A new Bama and Bourbon is out as Lance and Aaron Suttles talk a little Alabama sports and bourbon, a great mixture of the two with Bama and Bourbon. All that available on our platform here. Don't forget The Last Call with Mick Gillespie, one of a kind, and the great Jake Coker. Fun talking to him last Friday on our live remote. You can get a couple of those episodes every week, The Last Call. And don't forget, Mick rolls with the postgame show right after every Alabama football home game right here on this same platform you're watching us right now. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.